Oh, wrong one.
Oh no.
Oh, wrong one.
Here we are.
That's the right one. So this mic's be on and this one's supposed to be off.
There we go. Greetings, fellow Hapsters, and welcome, replay viewers.
It was almost perfect.
Almost this close.
How can the elf screw up?
Because she doesn't have her ears yet.
I mean, I'm supposed to be perfect.
But you are.
That's what elves are supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We're going to give you a moment to join us. I'm starting to think the 10-second countdown is too short, but I really like this particular 10-second countdown. So,
Hello, Jedi.
hello, Jedi Senshi. Don tells me that he's having a hard time with your name. We'll see if he gets on, and we'll see if he can get the hang of it. Apparently, he was lectured and told to ask us how to say it.
Where?
Why not? Why not? And Martin's kind of roly-poly and bouncy-bouncy. And I think we need to put more air in that.
The yoga chair? Yeah.
You're supposed to engage the core, you know.
Engage the core.
It's like my hand disappears under his rib.
Engage the core? I barely know my core.
What? Get to know it. Fast.
Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you.
Hello, hello, hello. And where is my Vince? Vince.
Matthew.
The Masked Dancer winner tonight. Yes, is?
Or it hasn't aired yet. I don't know.
Or hasn't aired yet? Yeah. Is who?
Did we find a new place yet? Not quite
Nope.
yet. No. Still working on it.
No. Lost the other place. Apparently someone's more gullible than us. It's a beautiful place, though.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely beautiful. But no, we have to go and get our deposit, but we're still having problems. Everyone still wants credit scores and guarantors, and that's kind of impossible to get.
Mm-hmm.
We already blocked one troll who was like, "Get a life, get a job, and I was just like, you know, we could get the highest paying job tomorrow in the whole wide world, and it's not going to help us. It's going to take, you know, a while to fix you either.
Yeah. You haven't found a place either? Oh, no.
Oh, honey.
I mean, there's a lot of places out there, but they're just...
I say we look together, but you'd have to move into town. My new 4K TV I got December 22nd, 2020. The movie room now in my room to use more. Nice movie, Matthew.
Sweet.
Nice. So, it's time. So I'm going to actually run one more video. And this is the video for the Lord of the Rings. We might run it again at the end. But this is the video for the Lord of the Rings. I didn't check to see if I uploaded the right one. I hope I did. Blu-ray player I got Saturday after Christmas. Now in my room. Nice. Okay, so we're going to play the Lord of the Rings video because this is what we're going to do this for. My ears, and I'll show you a little more close up when we turn the camera that way, but my ears are done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could probably have them go longer, but it's
They
now.
still look pretty good. I mean,
So we thought we'd do this on air with you guys. We're only going to be able to do the casting because the plaster, the final product basically, the plaster itself has to sit overnight. Oh, Martin, that means we need 2 cups.
2 cups?
We need 2 cups.
Oh,
We're not gonna,
one for each
yeah,
side?
because they have to sit overnight. So
That's true.
we're not going to be able to do the second side if we.
Let me see if I can find
You know,
out.
yes, please. Get a second cup, please. So, while Martin's do that, oh, sorry, did I say the 4K blurry? It's
Blu-ray.
Hi, Steve. Any of you on Facebook, any of you on Twitch, any of you on Periscope, get yourself over to HAPS, HAPPS.TV, / at the @ symbol, Car Hunger, CARR.
HUNGER.
See, even off camera, I love these mics. So,
I am the
so yes,
mysterious
get
voice
yourself
from
over to
beyond.
HAPS where you can do awards and where you can do sponsorships. For a $5 sponsorship or award, we will include you in the Lord of the Rings story this up and coming Sunday. What Martin and I are going to do is we're going to get in the costume, or cosplay, as some people prefer calling it, and we are going to read a Lord of the Rings story. And that Lord of the Rings story will feature you and your characters if you do a $5 sponsorship. So I am going to put that video up right now, and we'll be back in a moment to start to start doing the ears. Sorry, we're exhausted. We've seen so many places today. And for those of you who don't know, I got a concussion. I hope I'm at the tail end. It does feel weird now. It's kind of like the pains moved forward. It's just so unusual, okay? It took 8:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. to do everything last night. 5 hours. Wow, that is dedication. Alrighty. I'm on halves. Yay! Now, we have to get our 250. So, if you want to bounce back and forth between, just to take a peek, every once in a while, then that'll be good too. For part of this process, my left ear will be up, so I won't be able to see you guys, so I'm going to grab the iPad and watch you guys from there so that I can see the comments and stuff and be able to comment. And right now we're using the phone because for some reason the iPad won't work the way it was before. So we'll see if we can solve that for the next batch of broadcasts. Oh, and tomorrow, first we are going to be on Michelle's native graffitis, haps, and then practically immediately after we will have featured here Body Heroes, Wayne, sorry I forgot his name again.
Wayne Cuff.
Wayne Cuff, who runs an Instagram page called Body Heroes, which is all about body positivity and using cosplay in order to lift the spirits and make you happier. Basically, mouse. I have a habit of adding those letters after. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to wake up a little bit. I think we should have gotten coffee on the way home.
You should have.
Let me guess, you're going to get the ear casting going, and then you're going to abandon me there. I won't be able to keep them entertained, and you're going to make us coffee, right?
I could do that, or I could make coffee first.
You can make coffee right now? How quickly can you do
I
that?
can get the kettle going.
Well,
The kettle's already full.
shoo.
Shoo.
We're going to get up early tomorrow, too. Oh, yes, and tomorrow morning the plan is to be on Doug and Allie's show, talking about this. They're called Frameable Faces. You can find them on Haps as well. And by all means, go over and subscribe to them, because if Martin and I actually get up tomorrow morning, that's where we'll be. So we're going to make this process as painless as possible. We're not going to be able to do the molding. We'll be able to do the casting of the ears themselves tonight, but the plaster has to sit overnight to guarantee that it's completely dry, so we won't know if it'll work until tomorrow. So because of that, I'm thinking of doing the ear tips, like doing the plasticine part of the ear tips, while we're on with Michelle tomorrow, or doing a cast of the tips while we're on with Michelle tomorrow, and do a little bit of multitasking in order to get these ears done in time. Because of course, if the mold has too many bubbles in it or air bubbles in it, we're kind of screwed. So I am going to play the Lord of the Rings promo video. Everyone, send those invites out and invite your friends in. Let's hit the 250 before this is over with, okay? Good evening. Hello, Katrina.
Hello, Katrina.
You still got to create your character, Katrina. I'm going to be talking to people while I'm lying there because that's all I can do. I'm going to have this like in front of me because, of course, it has to be out of the way.
Have it over her ear.
Yeah. So I am going to run the Lord of the Rings video, and then we are going to set ourselves up to do some molding and casting of my ears. All right, I'm going to silence our mics.
Micah Vaughan,
Micah Vaughan?
I hear that you wish to speak to me.
Yes.
What would you suggest?
I suggest we light the beacons.
The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. The greatest adventure is there if you're bold. Let go of the mold that life makes you hold. To measure the meaning can make you delay. It's time you stop thinking and wasting the day.
So there you go. That's our little quick short promo. Katrina, well, let's do that right now because Martin's going to make us a little coffee because we're both really, really tired from the day and we need to keep going.
Don't want her falling asleep and snoring while I'm casting and making a mold of one of her ears.
First things first, what race do you like? You can be human, you can be elf, you can be a wizard, You can be a hobbit. You can be a
Dwarf.
troll, a dwarf. We'll do female dwarves. I'll do that. I'll write that. Yeah, troll. You can be a troll or a cave troll. You can be Urukai. Things like trolls and Urukai are the bad guys. So I guess that's the first question. Do you want to be a good guy or a bad guy?
And for the men too, like the human.
Hello,
can be-
Love Bug. No, that wasn't Martin singing.
Love,
That was a song track from the animated Bachi animated movie.
actually,
Oh,
no, that was the Rankin Bass.
Was it the Rankin Bass
Hobbit
one?
was the Rankin Bass.
That's right.
Return of the King was Ralph Bakshi. Yeah.
that's right.
Or sorry, Lord of the Rings was Ralph Bakshi.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Boss
Elf.
did the
She wants to be an
two.
elf.
You want to be an elf, okay? So that's a start. And do a little screen cap. There we go. So you want to be an elf, okay? Do we want to be a snooty high elf that we meet along the roads? In other words, you're either in Mirkwood, which is more the green and earthies, and basically my elf is a Mirkwood elf, or Lothlorien, which is the whole angelic white. Everything's white and pure and sparkly. So which would you prefer?
Galadriel
You know,
elves.
yeah, the Galadriel type, higher than thou, you
Oh,
know,
don't forget
all
Rivendell.
white and
Rivendell,
Rivendell,
all
yes.
the sort of regal and
Yeah, but Rivendell's kind of in between the two, isn't it?
it is, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So what kind of elf? Do you want to be higher than everyone else, or do you want to be more earthy and a Mirkwood elf like me?
Don't know how long I last here. 6 here in the day started at 4:30 a.m. Wow.
Ooh, okay.
That's a bit early.
Well, we'll see how long you can last, honey. Don't worry, I'm developing your wizard. We gotta decide what we're gonna name, Red Eye. Do you want me to
Yeah.
actually?
He's in the dark
'Cause
room right now,
it's-
actually, being developed.
It's with wizards, it's
Sorry, I'm good.
You can help Red Eye out then. I'll keep talking to Katrina. The different kind of wizards. Go on.
Well,
I'm gonna
different
give you
kind of
something to
wizards. I
do
mean,
before your mind goes somewhere else.
You've got the wizards who are more in the sort of technology and mechanics, you know, like Saruman.
Which is what
when
he was talking
you know,
about.
when he before he really turned.
But are we good guy
To the
or
dark
bad guy
side.
wizard? Are we? He was talking about making things for the other characters, so that would probably be a good guy. So are we talking gray? Are we talking?
As long as he's a wizard.
you know, as long as he's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Thank you for the super heart. Boom, 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 boom. We're not going to be able to reach off screen. Oh, I'm too lazy. I'm going to stay down here.
Oh.
I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. Here, we can.
Oh.
Here, this is as far as I can go. Right,
And
and then take
I-
over.
Oh, we are
Um,
too funny.
So I guess we'll make him a gray.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make him a gray.
Agree, yeah.
Because I get the strange feeling, you know, if we make him a white, it's going to be crazy.
Hmm.
He'll get it dirty, you know.
Go to his
just-
head.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the thing.
Exactly.
And no browns. Don't
Let's
want
go
any
with the earthy.
browns.
So let's see. We've got a
I hear a
Mirkwood
clicking.
elf, and so you'll be the same kind of elf as me. So are you an adventurer or are you a hierarchy that basically stays close to home and bosses everyone around? Or are you on the adventure with us? In other words, are we meeting you on adventure, which means we'll be going through Mirkwood, or are we having you with us? Hey, Ranger,
Yes.
do you think you can handle 2 female elves on in the Fellowship?
2 Mirkwood elves.
2 Mirkwood
Yeah,
elves.
because your character's from Mirkwood too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mirkwood elves have the attitudes.
They do.
You notice he's not answering.
I can handle it.
I'm not qualified to wear white. I got
can
a
handle it.
sneaking suspicion that was the case.
Hmm?
Can you handle it?
I can.
Can you handle 2 Mirkwood? 2 Mirkwood. Ah, poor
Hey, Vince,
adventure.
how are ya?
Okay,
Adventure.
so we're gonna make her in the Fellowship. All right, leave it with me. I will make you awesome. I will make you absolutely awesome. So Vince is going to do the $5 award,
Okay.
and when he does it, we're going to make him into Smeagol. So basically,
right.
the Hobbit before he was Gollum.
Before he found the ring and was turned to the dark side.
So we're gonna meet Smeagol and his brother
Deagle.
on the road. Smeagol and Deagle on the road. And we'll have to have a chat with them.
Whose
and
birthday is it, Precious?
they'll probably be fishing
Fishing.
because they like fishing.
Really likes fishing.
They do like fishing. That's how they got into trouble in the first place, because they found the ring at the bottom of the stream. There. Speak of
Hello,
Vince, and he arrives.
Mm-hmm.
Speak of Vince, and he arrives. Speak of the devil, and he appears.
Ooh.
Although Vince, you're an adorable, innocent devil.
That's right.
You're the crafty kind of, kid devil. Oh, thank you, Creative
Yay.
Genius. Woo! What do we do for that one?
Creative genius.
There we go. Yep. Genius.
Hmm.
Ooh. I'm not used to being called a genius. I know we used to do panels and stuff and talks for Mensa,
Yeah.
but we never joined.
Nope.
It just seemed like too much of a hassle. So because our phone is the second camera and not the iPad, because the iPad was having troubles with apps tonight, and our mics are plugged into that phone, the print is pretty small, so I'm going to... You are welcome.
You're so
I'm going to use the iPad in order to be able to read comments. Now remember, everyone, the goal is Martin and I will hopefully be on Doug and Allie in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
if we can get our butts out of bed in time. And later on in the evening, we will be on Michelle's broadcast at 6. And then our guests from Body Heroes on Instagram will be on with us right after we're off with Michelle. And we're going to talk about what he is trying to achieve in creating positive body heroes. In other words, people who are comfortable in any size and cosplaying and creating and being confident. Incredible man, has a great cause and a great image that he just wants to live up to and be part of his, everyone to be part of his world. So we're going to have him on tomorrow night. That's a very special thing for me. So we're probably going to be sculpting the ears themselves, the ear tips themselves, during any one of those broadcasts. Not sure, because it's going to be overnight.
Sculpt, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be overnight for the plaster to set. So we are not going to get to see the final ear until tomorrow, at least.
Just make my guy a wiseacre technomancer.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Wiseacre.
Wiseacre. Nice. Technomancer.
Smarty pants.
The characters are starting to really work out here.
Uh-huh.
Starting to really... But we need at least a couple of hobbits in our fellowship. Like,
Mhm.
actual hobbits to come along for the... I wonder if Smeagol can come along for the ride. Vince, I'm going to have to see if you've got the $5 already, like if it's built up or not. But, yeah, I really want to put Smeagol in now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it would be AKV. And yes, Sunday morning I will be at the computer, which is why no one can join more than any later than Saturday night, unless you just want to give us the money or you don't mind the lack of credits. But I am going to Sunday morning get up and create the credits while Martin and I write.
For who's playing who's playing what characters, yeah.
And then we're going to print out the pages, and hopefully by then everything's okay with the laser cutter, because I want to make an actual book cover.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take 2 slabs of wood, or I think we might actually still have ones from Michael's. I don't know.
Oh, but they're probably buried in storage somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have to remake them.
Yep.
Or, maybe we can do... I wonder how much they are now, because they were pricey back then, but they may not be as pricey now.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Michael's still has them, because they make life a lot easier.
With the
'Cause-
bindings and the hinges.
Yeah,
and
and we just
everything.
etch
Yeah.
it, and we title it Middle Earth Adventure. I want to do this again every year. And listen, what we are planning to do after this, we were thinking about St. Patrick's Day, of doing a similar thing and making everyone into Irish folklore, like fairies and leprechauns, and come up with another, type of adventure story with my Queen Maeve. How are you guys holding up? Exhausted, Vince.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
Trying to find a place, trying to
I
keep
just
our
shaved my
social
feet.
presence going, trying to get the web store built.
Now remember, you're
Yeah.
not actually on the broadcast. Your character is, but I am going to do credits using your HAPS IDs.
Yeah. No, with your facial hair, Red Eye, right now, you best suited as a wizard or a dwarf. So wizard it is then.
Oh my God, Red Eye is a dwarf. That would be interesting. We need at least one dwarf, and we need a couple more hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But now you realize you're the only ranger. We kind of need a second ranger, because 2 elves and 2 elves and only one. You want to double?
The Fellowship only had one ranger.
Well, kind of. Like, I mean, Boromir was there for a while.
Boromir was a soldier of Gondor,
Yeah, but okay.
and then he died.
But he wasn't.
Poor Sean Bean. He dies in everything
I know.
he gets into. You know.
Fine. Well, we need a second Dunedain. How's that?
Second Dunedain.
Or at least another ranger that isn't Dunedain.
Mm-hmm. There are some, yeah.
Jeez, you just want all the women to yourself, don't you?
No.
God, you're more
Well,
than Dunedain.
maybe.
You're like wrong.
I'm Dunedain.
You're Dunedain. It's cold in the USA and cold in St. Louis. It was 0 the other day. It's now 18. Ranger, who gets to be Yogi or Boo Boo?
Hey, Boo Boo.
I was my D&D character was an elf ranger.
picnic basket and bring it to Mordor.
All right, and on that note, well, you already poured the water for the coffee?
Yes. A few more minutes with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Ranger Smith.
So we'll do it from here then, or I'll get Martin to turn the camera around and point it at me, so that we can continue this, because we don't want it to go too late.
Mm-hmm.
So Martin, why don't you
Bring the camera around.
turn the camera around, and I'm going to grab the iPad so I can see comments.
And I think
You may want to go a little further, or slide it over instead of an angle. Yeah, because you want the top of the couch to be on the left-hand side there.
Yeah, the pillow.
Yep.
Or pillow with a shower curtain on it.
It's not what I want.
I'll go check on the coffee.
We'll go check on the coffee. Yeah, we tried to use it because usually we plug the mics into the iPad because the iPad's, a bigger screen to be able to see the comments, but it didn't work. It wouldn't let us get past this orientation thing. So I don't know if we did something wrong or what, but yeah, it's panic baskets. Hey, Boo Boo, let's get some panic. Vince, tell me that's a typo. Ranger Smith. Ranger Babylon 5. I know. What else uses Ranger, right?
Well, you think they were maybe inspired by the Rangers from Lord of the Rings?
Could have been. So, I am going to show you people why I am making new ears. 9 Fahrenheit on my way to work today. Our governor was seen with his hands in his own pockets. Nice. Nice. So, Martin, I'm actually going to get you to move that closer. My old ears are sticking.
The ladder?
Yes, so they can see these ears.
So I'm going to do this.
In Valen's name. Love your throw blanket. Thank you. Yeah, the Union Jack, and we've got a nautical one too. So I no longer have my original ear tips in here, I don't think, or do I? I've gone through so many pairs. I used to. Oh, look at that! I do.
That looks like them.
There's not much left of them. So these are the ones that I used years and years and years ago.
Years and years and years ago?
Years and years and years ago. Yes. Yes.
Literally.
We may want to turn on the upper light too. But you see, what happens is when you cast your own ear tips, which these were.
Sorry, the upper
And
light?
yeah, that light.
Oh, yeah.
You cast your own ear tips over time when you stick them down, because usually it's really thin, and then they blend with your own ear, and you have to take some time. So you put a little latex on each time, and you blend it, and each time you can see there's a lot of gook here, and it builds up and it builds up, and it gets really crunchy. You can see the top isn't. The top is fine, but the bottom is super, super crunchy. So I can't, without cutting away too much of the ear, and then I have to build it back up again, and you can get away with that for a little while. But that's basically what happens is they become icky and gooey. And these were emergency ones I put on someone else, and I really don't like these ones that you mass buy, like you just buy off the shelves, because they're kind of flat. They're really low profile. So, and your ear is not. So they tend to do things like they tend to fold in on themselves and do weird dances. So I always keep, there's a few
Strange little things.
There's a few fresher pairs of these in the other kit, in case we have someone who we have to just throw something on.
7 years ago.
Maybe that was a very ears and ears and ears and ears and ears time. Nice.
Or
Did you heard about the last 3 episodes of WandaVision? There's they're most 1 hour episodes. Cool.
Oh, nice. Or the old Star Trek adage, space, the final front ear.
Leave my ears alone. Now these here are the ones I've been using, and they're still fairly usable. These came, there's 2 different shapes. There's this more rounder shape, which I usually use for Queen Maeve, And there's these pointier shapes that I use for Maleficent, and I also use
Oi.
these wider ones for this character, for the elf character. Now these are great. They're still okay. I haven't powdered them, so they're sticking to themselves. So they'll take a little cleaning to get them flat again. But these completely, I think these are less sticky, so I can show you guys. These completely go over your ears. Completely. They hide your whole ear. And they're mass produced, but they are mass produced by Weta Workshop. So these are actual Weta ear tips. And I'm going to use this one as inspiration for creating, and you can see this little different makeup jobs, different years. But every year at Emerald City Comic Con, so there's a couple I've already thrown out because they got too gooey again and unusable. And again, they get thick. But these are the ones that Weta put on, and every year on Periscope, I would go get my ears done by Weta themselves, and they'd give me a new pair, and it was $60 US, which covered the ears and the application. But because we were putting them on Periscope and we had become friends with Warren, who is a master at this. I mean, it's his whole life. We didn't buy new ears. He always had a pair set aside for us, and I got a new pair every year. So there's been a bunch that we've used at panels, and we've given to other people. The older ones that are they can be cleaned, but they've gone off to other people. So I've got 3 pairs left, and I don't want to use these unless I have to. I would like these all to be my backup. They do still fit, but they don't, because as much as they go completely over the ear, my ear every ear is a different shape. So it takes patience, and you don't hear as well. So doing things like answering the phone with these is not easy. A half-deaf elf. But they're okay. It's just, for me, I have to really tuck my, the band for the microphone. Let's see if I can move it up there. Now it's really loud. Okay. Usually Martin does this for me. But yeah, you gotta really tuck it in and shove your ear in there and then kind of push in. So they're great. They're wonderful, and they're beautiful for when you're putting ears on a lot of people. And they're Weta, so they're official. So they're 2 recognized shapes, basically.
They even have a little Weta tattoo in the back of the
They
ear
do
somewhere,
have a
don't they?
teeny
Little
tiny.
stamp.
It's kind of blurry now, but probably from sweating. Let's see if I can get one that's clear enough. Ahoy, Keith! Yeah, this one's clearest. Because I put these little teeny Weta tattoos in the back of them. So I'm going to use the shapes of these as inspiration. I may sacrifice one pair, I haven't decided yet, and cut them off and just cheat. And then build up the extra space here. Since you're up, see if you can get them to, see if that's, can be visible on the camera. See a little tiny Weta tattoos on the back. So these have served me very, very well, but I would like to go back to this kind of ear tip where we blend into the actual ear itself. And all you have to do is put a little bit of pigment. We're going to probably use dragon skin this time instead of liquid latex, because the dragon skin is more durable and it's a newer product, and we haven't had a chance to really experiment on this kind of thing with them. But there's a prosthetic grade dragon skin that we don't have. We've got just a regular dragon skin. But if it doesn't work, then yeah, we'll go back to using latex. But the problem with latex is over the time it gets really, really stiff, and yeah. Well, it breaks down by going stiff. It doesn't break down by deteriorating. So I prefer those because it's more your own ear shape is visible. But I no longer have a casting in my ears because that was years ago. And you can also see, I got my spirit gum remover here, but this is my little kit. I don't see the Prozade.
Isn't that the Prozaid?
That's a Prozaid. This is the stuff I was talking about the one time on air. Prozaid is a medical adhesive. If you're going to use it wisely. It really, really, really sticks your prosthetics on. But, yeah, you've got to be careful taking it off. One year I got really, really sweaty in costume and really had to get everything off in the car really quick. And I didn't completely clean off the Prozaid. And I got it off. But what happened is I wound up with cauliflower ear. So I had to go get medication and stuff like that. Most people, I recommend that you, oh, this latex looks like it might
Get
be
that
dead.
little bit of skin damage, and it's just, it stays there for a while, a little bacterial growth.
But Sphere gum is always the fallback. It used to be Sphere gum was the standard, but now it's the fallback. Make sure you got really good Sphere gum, because again, sweat will pull it off. And when oh yeah, it's gone off. It's been here too long. And I usually, when I do kids, yep, that's definitely
That's
enough.
dead.
That doesn't need to be in here
That
anymore.
it is no longer
We'll-
liquid latex.
We'll clean
is
it
now
out. We'll clean it out and put
rubber.
fresh liquid latex
a
on.
jar of rubber.
So let's keep this off to the side, Martin.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Is there
get.
any way to replenish old latex that's lost its flexibility? No.
No.
No, it'll literally start crumbling and falling apart.
And if you want to do things like facial prosthetics and stuff and on the cheap, or you want to do things like Klingon foreheads and things like that, things that are much larger than ears and have to move with your face, and you're going to use latex, whip up the latex. Like put a little bit of water in it and stick it in a blender you don't care about, or even with your hand in a jar to
Good
get
old,
air bubbles inside.
Get a secondhand magic bullet, something like that from the thrift store.
But very lightly brush in a coat first, and then put in the rest, because you don't want the bubbles to be on the outside. It'll look horrible. But yeah, more and more productions are not using liquid latex anymore, partially because it's help me out. Wow.
Well,
this
there's a lot of
concussion
people
is-
have latex allergies, right?
This ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia.
There's ammonia in it. Now we use it on kids that are not sensitive to latex to stick the prosthetics on, because the nice thing about latex is you can just peel it off. You don't need a remover. So if you got it like a kid. I just completed my 4th week on the half challenge. Woo!
Awesome.
Thank you,
Good going, Vince.
Vince. Yeah. I haven't even looked at ours. I've used my image as well. Coffee.
You-
Okay. So, I'm going to drink coffee, hyper coughing, just before I lay down. I love it. I know. Not the smartest thing, is it?
It'll be great. Don't worry. What could possibly go wrong?
Thanks. So I'm going to introduce you to the products before we start using it. Martin will, of course, rehash as he's working. Don't try to take casting of your own ears. Always have someone else.
Yeah, there's no way you can do it yourself.
Because this will be amazing. New 2021 first ears. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't sculpted my own ears in a long time. I wouldn't mind sculpting 2 or 3 different shapes, partially because of Maleficent,
Oh, yeah.
and because she's got a very different ear shape. Hers is much pointier and taller than my elf. And then at some point we're going to have to do, if you're going to start doing a fairy character,
I do mine too.
I'm going to have to nail you down, and I'm going to have to take over. And he loves me. He trusts me.
Oh, correct.
Ah.
Mucilage, not my image. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Use mucilage. Okay. I wondered about what you were talking about. Use like mucilage glue to apply prosthetic appliances. And it works too, and it breaks down fairly quickly, so it's easy to remove it once you're done you're doing your cosplay and your prosthetic stuff.
And think about what kind of sweat you have, because everyone sweats differently. Some people have much more acidic sweat. Some people have much more, salty.
Yeah. There's saltier, there's
yeah.
oilier, there's
So yeah, the type of sweat you sweat has a lot to do with it too. Some people, the way they sweat too, they'll break down things like latex faster. The dragon skin is an incredible product. Like I said, this is not the prosthetic grade dragon skin we'll be using, but we're going to try it. Just the regular dragon skin, and see how it responds, because the dragon skin doesn't have the ammonia and stuff in it. So we'll see what happens. The hardest thing too is when you make things out of latex, you got to keep in mind, if you're hugging kids or paying attention to kids or being around people who have latex allergies, you run a risk. So when you're out in public, always keep things like that in mind. I also don't wear perfumes when I'm out in public. When I'm in character. I'll do a little bit of essential, just straight oil with like a grapeseed carrier in it or an almond oil carrier in it, just to get a really nice smell, but not to overpower, because a lot of people have, scent sensitivities as well. How does a pig sweat? That's me. I'm self-basting.
Self-basting.
Nice. So, way back when we did our first Klingon forehead and ears and stuff like that, you had to get a hold of a medical professional or a dentist supplier to get alginate. And alginate is kind of like a seaweed when you think about it, an algae-based product that dentists use to take the casting from your mouth to do dentures and stuff like that. The stuff deteriorates really, really fast.
It's got about a 4-hour lifespan before it starts like shriveling up and literally drying out and turning back into a powder, which at that point becomes unusable.
If you don't get plaster or plaster bandage on it right away, you lose it because it already starts shrinking. So once Martin gets into this process, he's going to work really fast. I'm going to have the iPad so I can see the comments. They're a little delayed, but at least I'll be able to see them. So I will probably be talking to you more than he will because he's going to have to be focusing on this. Although I'm sure he will not resist the urge. Nowadays,
snarky comments?
to make snarky comments.
That's me.
Nowadays, alginate is, you can still go to medical suppliers, but Smooth On, hallelujah.
Smooth
I
On
love
is our
Smooth On.
favoriteest company.
Smooth On has now decided to release, because they did the prosthetic grade dragon skin about 1.5 years ago. They released prosthetic grade dragon skin.
There's yeah.
So they just released, just last year, 2020,
I'll just
ta-da, Algisafe, which is a variation on alginate, purposely made for the process of casting for prosthetics.
there it is.
Okay.
Basically, it comes in a powder form. Yes, it comes in a powder form. And you mix it with water, 50-50.
Don't breathe it in.
Yeah.
Be careful. Don't breathe it in.
I'm wearing my mask when I do the mixing. One of the
Just
paper
be
masks,
careful.
just to be safe.
You don't
Yeah,
need
I'll
much.
just hold my breath.
My
Yeah.
ears are not a huge space. We're not that kind of broadcast. Oh, really? Can we try that again?
Okay.
We're not that kind of broadcast. That is much better.
All
So,
right.
so we're going to use this. We've never used this particular product before. Alginate usually comes in a pink or a blue color, and then it turns white as it sets. This is the first time we'll be using this particular product from Smooth On, and we don't know if it turns color or if it stays white.
Mm-hmm.
We will find out.
Well,
So-
I might actually say.
It might actually say. It might actually say.
Hey, instructions.
Oh my God, Martin, you're not being a typical male.
And we have a file folder now for all the MSDS sheets.
50/50 by volume? What does it
50/50
say?
by volume.
Is that what it says?
Where is it?
Do you guys start to sweat while wearing all that latex makeup? Sometimes. Ears, not so much. For me, it's the wig. If it's really, really warm,
Yeah.
the wig just insulates me more and more and more. And my elf is suede. The vest is all suede. So it, again, it keeps me really warm. And silk, Deponi silk. So the silk sleeves are really comfortable, but underneath the leather, that's where it starts getting
Yeah.
warm. So as long as I keep calm like an elf should, I'm usually pretty good.
Be in your happy space, your Lothlorien in your head.
And with Martin, we want to remake his duster one day out of real leather, because right now it's a vinyl that we beat up to look like leather. But it doesn't move as nicely, and it definitely does not breathe. And Martin is finding as the years go on, as his body changes, he gets hotter a lot faster than he used to. But he still wants to do a Klingon again, so we'll have to make him a brand new Klingon forehead. Maybe we'll do that on Haps one day. What do you say?
Klingon forehead? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
we
love to do
we
that.
do the Dax Klingon outfit and remake make a variation, because
Yeah.
this is the time to do it differently, right?
Yep.
I'd love to be able to afford to do it by leather. It'd be so
it'd
much
be
easier.
It'd be so much much less sticky, right? Like
Right.
that comment about do we sweat when we're in the costumes? It really depends on what we're wearing.
But again, the volume of the wig affects Martin more than the actual forehead. When I did the Cation, I did a whole facial prosthetics, the nose, the cheeks, the whole thing, and then I had a scalp, like a wig that had a scalp inside it. So the heat couldn't escape. In order to attach the lioness ears to it, Cations are a Star Trek race that are very lion-like, and I had to cover all my skin, so I wore gloves that were the same color as the makeup job, and I had tights on that were the same color as the gloves. And yeah, I really did overheat. I had to be very careful. We were at a bar one night and someone thought it was a mask. Some overly drunk woman thought it was a mask
Like a mask
yeah,
with an elastic around the back, right?
and reached forward to try to take it off. But of course, I had it on with Prozac and everything. And yeah, that hurt. I had to deck her just to get her to back away because it's not a mask. It's stuck to your face. And the claws came out. And that overheated me, just the experience. That just pushed me over the edge. So I had to go outside for a little bit to get some fresh air. So really it depends on where you are, what the atmosphere is like, what the air is like, is the humidex out, is et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And anything on your head is usually worse than anything else on your body.
Just make sure you check your eyelashes
I
and everything
agree.
before putting all the latex makeup on. Yeah, really. Well,
It was
we'll
off
see
key
if
when
we
you
can
guys said that. Christina, how are you feeling? I'm getting there. I'm still a little,
discombobulated.
yeah, it's like when it first happened, it was moment one of a hangover, a massive, huge, painful hangover.
Hey,
And
Harold.
now it's like equivalent to 4 hours into the hangover. I'm at that tail end where things are just numb in spots.
Mm-hmm.
The head bump has gone down. Just make sure you check your eyes. Yes, exactly. Hey, Harold. So, instead of alginate, we're using the AlgaSafe,
Great smooth on product.
and it's 50-50, or is it?
1 part warm water to 1 part AlgaSafe by volume, or 4 parts water to 1 part AlgaSafe by weight. We're working with volume. 1-to-1 is perfect.
Okay.
Pot life 5 minutes. Cure time 8 minutes. Color light purple. So
It will
doesn't
change
specifically
color.
say, yeah, it'll
It'll change colors. Good to hear. Thank you, Harold. So as you hear, the stuff sets real fast.
Mhm.
So Martin's going to have to really focus on working. Leather is fun, but synthetics are fun too. Shrink tubing with a hairdryer. What? On what part of that? No, I'm not going to ask.
That's just
Just to ask, we'd have to be not
that
kind of
oh,
broadcast.
oh, no, we'd have to be that kind of broadcast.
Yes. I set it up and screwed up. Yeah, this finding a new place and this concussion thing is really just like,
So-
Now, how much algisate do I need?
Some of the baby's hand or foot, adult hand or foot, face, no ears, full head and shoulders, front torso, full torso, arm to shoulder, buttocks,
It actually tells you how much you need.
intimate areas, or full body. You can cast a full body with 15 pounds of alginate. We have a 3-pound kit here. I would say
I
your
don't
ear
think
is
we're gonna
probably
need that.
closer to the size of a baby's hand or foot. It's surprising actually the ear is not mentioned here specifically. All right, so probably the closest to a baby's hand or foot, so a ½ pound.
As long as we completely cover the ear.
Mhm.
And like we said, once it comes off, it tends to shrink and start deteriorating pretty fast. By tomorrow, the mold will be. So everything has
Yeah.
to be done.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
plaster has to be poured tonight and let sit overnight. Once the plaster is poured and it's starting to set, as the alginate mold starts to dry out around it,
It'll
won't-
work its way.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, and
It'll
we'll
work
be
its way.
basically crumbling the alginate away from the plaster tomorrow.
So yeah, Martin wants to use his old wig, when we redo his Klingon.
Oh yeah,
It
Harold,
took
I don't
me
know if you remember that wig that we spent weeks and weeks rug hooking hair into an old wig net, and it was it's like massive. It weighs about 8 pounds of
Okay, I
those
have to take my mic off.
artificial hair extension braids.
Here, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Here we go.
Okay.
So of course the hair has to get out of the way. Martin hopefully will put enough Vaseline on the hair. Suffice it to say, tonight is shower night.
A little trick, you put a little Vaseline in the hair around the ear, brush it all away from the ear, right, to flatten
Little.
it out. And
A
then
lot. Please don't
and then
mess it in my hair.
and then you can use saran wrap as well on top of that, and either hairpin the saran wrap around the edges or a little bit of Scotch tape or something around the face wherever it's not going to be affecting the mold, and then you can proceed with making the mold. That'll protect the hair. According to the
Yeah, I know we were
instructions,
kinda off
the
key this time.
alginate will not actually cling to the hair, but we don't want to take any chances.
Oh, this stuff doesn't? Because alginate usually
Yeah.
does.
Let's see here. Release agent will not stick to most
Most
surfaces.
surfaces.
Making a mold of the head. Release preparation is recommended to prevent mechanical lock to the hair. Cholesterol brand cholesterol conditioner available in most pharmacies can be applied to hair covered areas prior to applying. I'll just say it can be washed out of the hair easily after use. Okay, so.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it means I have to put conditioner on, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just put the Vaseline on and have a good shower afterwards.
Yep.
So I'm going to stick some hairpins in. I don't know if you guys, because I've got it around my neck now instead of my head. So we are going to.
How many is a Brazilian? That was, what was it? Intimate areas, right? That's half a pound.
Except
Just in case you
Brazilian
need to know.
wax look
And
tame.
if you ever want to know, it takes a pound of alginate to make a mold of your butt.
I don't know how to.
I don't know
avoid
if that
hair on
applies
these
to everyone's
areas.
butt. If that's an average, some butts are bigger than others, so you never know.
That stuff. You said private areas. I was like, eek.
My tiny little butt probably takes about 3 ounces of alginate, because I have no butt.
What is it with you? You put on your gut a bit, and like, I mean,
I have
other parts
I
of your
have
body.
dad bod, even though I'm not a
yeah,
dad,
every
except for my butt.
Every single part of your body has changed except for your.
Let me read all that. Said private areas. Like, yeah. Well,
Mm.
there are sometimes needs for that.
I worked for a jeweler once,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she said it's time to
Look,
clean out
window
all the
opens
old
pretty warm,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Again, overheating.
And you are going to be lying down with your
Yep, I know.
ears covered and stuff like
So
that.
she said, I want you to clean out the one closet of all the old molds. And I went, okay. So I went in there and I pulled things out and I divided everything into settings and carvings and, things like cherubs and stuff like figures and stuff like that. And I set everything aside and then I reached into the very, very back and I pull out this mold and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, it's a plaster mold. I wonder what it is. And I opened it up and it was a male body part. So I looked over at her and I'm like, Meme, honey, do I ask? And she just smiled at me and said, it was the early 70s. It's like, okay. Mhm. Guess we're doing this side first.
Yes.
Martin has this tiny, but it just won't go away.
I have one of those concave butts, like the butt cheeks, but yeah.
But-
how many butts can you say in a sentence?
But.
You
It's
sound
like
like
but.
motorboat.
Yeah, exactly. I had my heart ultrasound yesterday. Really creepy hearing the. I know. I had the same thing when I went for my whole heart
Oh yeah,
testing
you
thing.
heard
And you can hear your
you
own
heard the
heart.
lub
and
dub
you're just
lub
like-
dub lub dub sound, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was like underwater. It sounds like it's underwater.
Well, technically, it's surrounded by fluids and organs and other liquidy kind of things. So yeah.
Now to be safe, Martin, we should take our rings off.
Oh yes, we have Ring Dragon. I don't know if they can see Ring Dragon from
It's
the other.
like an outboard.
We don't have the other camera going, do we?
Oh, we should. Oh, right.
should. Maybe,
Am I
should
doing
have
that or
it.
you?
I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
We want this one to be the big one, though, right? We want
Doesn't
that to
matter.
be the big one.
Split
Doesn't matter.
scene, half and half.
Oh, okay.
Do you want
Oh,
me to
because
do
we're
it?
in stack mode, yeah.
Just click on it. Don't screw it up, Martin.
Oh, hang on. I
Oh,
did
what do you
screw
mean?
up.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, wait. There we go. Now we go. That'll take a moment to propagate over there.
We should be playing the Lord of the Rings soundtracks. In the old 1970s, like. Tell me you fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. He's gonna apparently whistle through this. So I'm downing my
yeah,
coffee, so of course when this is
Ring
all done, I'm
Dragon
gonna
here
be
in
jumping
the
around
foreground.
and being
So
spastic.
Ring Dragon can be
Ring
the bearer
Dragon.
of the rings. One ring to rule them all. Uh-oh.
I'm retaining water.
Apparently, yes, you are. Normally, I do this the other way around. There we go.
Yeah, I know. The
There
rings
you go.
on the ring dragon.
Rings on the Ring Dragon.
No,
in
we
the
don't.
foreground.
Well, we don't want to. We don't want to
Guardian
get
of the
stuff
Rings.
in them. The thing with these particular rings, because of the design, if you get stuff in them, it's a pain in the ass to pick it out.
Well, and we're doing it wrong. Oh, I just realized I need some side cutters. There's to cut the zap strap holding that bag shut.
Like side cutters. What?
Don't worry, you won't feel a thing.
Facebook mute
You
the
may
audio.
experience
If you
slight
talk over it
discomfort.
enough and it's quiet enough in the background, we seem to get away with it to a certain degree. I love the Howard Shore soundtrack. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Howard
isn't
Shore
it?
is such an amazing composer.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have to figure this out. I want to make sure my mic doesn't get in the way.
There we go. Haha. The seal has been broken. I think what we'll end up doing once we've done tonight, I'm going to put that in one of the.
He's
our big
Canadian. Is he
plastic
really?
tubs.
Nice.
Howard Shore's Canadian?
So
I didn't realize
earplugs.
it. Earplug.
Now, a lot of people put like cotton batting inside and whatever into the ear because you don't want anything to go into the ear cavity. It'll be a disaster to try to get it all out. What we like to do is use earplugs, and these were left over working on a production not that long ago. They gave us a bunch of these. So there's a few of them we have. They're an interesting shape. But so Martin's going to look and see how much extra there is.
Because we don't need to worry so much about the shape down here if it's distorted a little bit.
Well,
It's up.
as close to the eardrum as
Yeah, it's
possible,
up to
please.
around here. Yeah. So I might actually, because it's a three.
Because I'd still like
This
to
is a
have...
3-step. I can probably cut off to just 2 steps
Okay.
to a certain degree, and then
Well, why don't we cut the post out first?
try it a little at a time.
And yeah,
Okay.
because I'm thinking cut the half of that tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we cut this down so it's
Now, before we actually get her to lie down and do the Vaseline and everything, and basically be incapacitated for 20 minutes, we're going to make sure we have all our materials set up and the cup fitted properly.
hard
'Cause,
palpitations, but okay. Now Doc said it could happen between 5 minutes and 15 years. Yeah, basically they said the same thing to me, that unless something major happens, there's really not much they can do. Martin was trying to get your ring out, Christina, because I thought it was going to get stuck in your finger.
Here we go. Okay.
October 18, 1946. Wow.
I'll let you do that. And one thing to always consider is let the subject put their own earplugs and cotton into their ears, because they're comfortable. They can feel how far it's going in. They can feel what it feels like.
How's it look?
That looks good, actually. We could afford to trim away a little bit of the excess, but I don't think there's anything we're ever going to do that far into the ear cavity.
Well, I'm assuming the alginate will, because I want the ear itself to.
Yeah. So I would say maybe we trim away part of that top.
Okay, so
Top
here,
cup
hand
as
me
well.
the cutters. How about
Or you
the
want-
scissors?
Scissors. I've got scissors here somewhere.
Just scissors.
Scissors. While she's doing that, I'm going to take, basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a plastic yogurt cup, cut the bottom out of it so we can fit it around her ear, and that will be basically the reservoir
And
that we.
tape Kleenex or cotton batting or something around the
Yeah,
bottom.
or a little bit of paper towel around the edge, and that'll help sort of create a flexible seal against the side of her head.
Yeah, a lot of people will use like cotton batting and stuff in the ear, but there's a risk that if you put too much moisture in the mixture, it will soak it up partially. And you might end up with alginate in the ear. You do not want alginate in your ear.
No, earwax is bad enough.
You just do not want that. So yeah, you can get the foam ones too, and little cheapy
Somewhere we have
ones.
about 2 million foam earplugs for when we're doing all the Canon stuff. They're like flesh-colored ones, so you can't actually even see that the pirates are wearing earplugs, because you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff without hearing protection.
Now, let's also make sure that this doesn't go in so far. Now, is that going to be deep enough, Martin? Because
This cup?
in past we've used like cups, like bar cups.
It's a lot bigger than your ear, so it should be okay. You're thinking like a red Solo cup?
Well, I'm thinking like drink cups.
Where the drink cup is actually too
Yeah,
small.
let me see that. Let me see that yogurt. Well, it's the depth I
Yeah,
want.
because that's too small a diameter. It doesn't fit around your ear.
Don't we have bar cups? I thought we had bar cups. See, that's not very deep. Well, no, actually.
Yeah, so we're going to turn it the other way, right? Turn it that way. No, that should work. And it's, yeah, literally it goes like a quarter of an inch above and below your ear. See? I can see inside. Yeah.
How long will it take to set the latex ears? Well, the latex isn't going to happen till later. That'll probably be tomorrow, because we have to let the plaster set overnight. So our thought is we might be unmolding it, while we're on Duggan Alleys, or we'll take a video and unmold it sometime during the day, or tomorrow night while we're on Michelle's or something like that. We'll do that, but the plaster has to sit overnight.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see the final results until at least tomorrow.
So as far as the alginate, it's got about a 5-minute working time. So I've got 5 minutes to mix it and pour it, and then another 8 minutes of curing time. So we're looking at, let's say, between 15 and 20 minutes for each side. All right, so that should
Jill
work.
says Mom had them for decades, passed away at 91, so not worried. My father had them as well, and unfortunately he passed away at
63?
Yeah.
Or no, 62. He hadn't reached 63 yet, I think.
He was going to.
Well, he was aiming for it, but yeah.
So I'm going to get Martin to back this up a tiny bit so he's got some more space, and
And so we have a little bit
bring it
more.
down a level.
Bring it down a notch.
Bring it down a level. Yep. So I'm assuming you guys can hear it okay if I'm just holding the mic in front of me. So the earplug feels like it's in there okay. I'm used to using little foam earplugs, so this is a little bit of a weird sensation for me. So I am hoping that these particular earplugs are going to be good enough, because again, do not want to alginate in the ear.
Okay. So we got a pillow here that's should keep her head propped in a good spot. Let's see, double check that all the angles are good. Might almost be too much pillow. Might almost be too much pillow.
Is there
Hang on. Hang on.
down here so I can see it, but so I can
But not
and
blocking
doesn't block
the frame?
anything? Oh man,
There
that's
we go,
good
there's
that
another
they
smooth one
checked.
box.
Yes, Jill is incredible.
Mhm.
He's an awesome man. That's too low.
Just too low. Need it higher.
Over here.
Bring it over here.
Yep.
Yeah, it is too low, isn't it?
Oh, actually, that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this.
Now
Oh, I'm
you
gonna have to take
can't-
my glasses
You
off.
can't do that because your ears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to tilt very much. Yeah, like that. And yeah, I think we're gonna
Is
have
there
to
two
take your
pillars
glasses
under here, or
off.
just one?
There's two under there right now. Can we take
Take
one?
one away. Yeah.
Take it away.
Oh, I just kicked the cat.
Yeah, Baxter immediately set himself up there.
Yeah.
Do a little pillow.
All right. So Martin, the framing is off a little bit. We need to
Shuffle
move
that
the
a
other
little bit
camera
more.
that way a little bit. There we go.
Oh, okay, so yeah, what the screen's seeing is not what the broadcast is actually going to see.
So it's flexible enough to remove the plaster casting without destroying the mold. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the plaster is to support it.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is the molds that we're making tonight out of the alginate, they're one-offs. They'll get destroyed in the process of making the
He'll
plaster here.
survive.
Hmm?
The cat.
Poor cat. Yeah, he'll be fine. It's just Baxter. He's young and resilient.
So basically, the alginate's going to go in, and then the whole thing's going to pull off. The alginate's really flexible that my ear will come out. And within minutes, the plaster has to be mixed and poured into the alginate.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow morning, the plaster will have completely set. We bump it around a little bit to get the bubbles out, and the plaster will be completely set.
So
And then you just cut away the alginate.
do we want to do that then? Is we do one ear, pour the plaster, and then do the other ear, or do we want to do both ears and then pour the
Oh,
plaster?
no, one ear, pour the plaster, and then, because if that alginate starts faster, like deteriorating
Mhm.
faster, because remember, we haven't worked with this particular one,
That's actually very true. Yeah.
so we don't know how quickly this stuff will. See, this is me
You
lying
got a
down
point
on the
there.
job. This is not the most exciting broadcast. All of a sudden, it's like I just fall asleep, just gone.
Of course she would, you know.
So remember, guys and gals and everything in between, it's a $5 award or it's a $5 sponsorship to get included in the story. You don't have to worry about a costume or anything. We just write you in.
Yep, no dress up required. That'll be up to us.
Yes. I'm kind of hoping my elf outfit still fits me because, you know, the whole COVID weight thing. COVID time weight.
And water retention and all that wonderful stuff.
Oh man, I should take much better care of myself. I really should. Yeah, it's supposed to be an elf, one with nature, and meanwhile I'm running around like, ah! Now, those of you who are already $5 sponsors or have done $5 awards, I will warn you, if you don't talk with me about what your character is, I will create it for you. You will have no choice.
Yeah, you really want that?
Ever pull a vacuum on your casting material to remove bubbles?
Yes.
Before, yes.
Yes.
We have.
Once we've finally got ourselves sorted out and settled in somewhere, and we're going to start exploring getting all that set up again. So let's see how this is going to work.
Now the trick is here is you really don't want to leave any way for the alginate to flow out. I hope we have a second cup the same size, honey.
We've got a taller one that the bottom is exactly the same size, so I can cut the relevant slice out.
Guys, please follow my favorite prop makers in the world.
Thank you, Vance.
Thank you. Yes, everyone share, go back and forth between different mediums. We're now on Twitch as well. And let's get those numbers up. So now here's the fun part too, is he's right now looking at the one edge. Because the biggest troublemaker with these things is either left or right, like in either the front or the back, where your head starts curving, or the jawline, where it'll push an edge up a little bit and it will leak through.
So what I may have to do once I pour it is I may just have to sit here and hold it pressed against the side of your head. Is that any unreasonable discomfort?
No.
No.
I got a concussion. I can't feel anything right now.
I'm causing you no more discomfort than I normally do.
But
Right?
you can put more paper towel.
I think I'm going to put a little bit more around the back.
Try
edge.
scrunching the paper towel. Like, so there's a padding. Yeah. Because you only need the bottom edge. You don't need really anywhere else. But the more there that you can push down on, the better.
It's like creating a gasket, basically. Could do the same thing with some
Be afraid.
silicone
Be
tube
afraid.
or something. But we
Or
don't have
for
it.
some insane reason, I still trust them. I'm still not sure why.
It's when it's the most fun
It's
when
a
you're
lie.
you're doing a full face casting. Once you finally got the person's eyes covered, they can't see anymore of what's going on, and that's when you start
Maybe
making
some
little comments
plasticine
and go,
clay to seal the base of the cup. No, plasticine has its own natural oil, so to speak,
Yeah.
and that is not healthy to put on the face.
Don't
I
want
don't
anything-
recommend
yeah.
that people put artist plasticine on their own faces in any way, shape, or
Put it
form.
on someone else's face, not your own.
That's right.
You can't take off someone else's head. You can only take off your own head. Yeah, that's way better. It was right back here was the biggest culprit. Everything else is good and sealed. I just got to make sure that it's not touching your ear at either end, so that yeah, that's good there too. Yep.
And
that worked.
please, folks, make sure you Vaseline everything. You're only going to wash it off anyway.
Yep. So
I love it when some of our friends were helping us move from one place to the other. They saw these little Vaseline containers, and they're like, "You too, really?" And we're like, "No, we swear molds."
Oh, remember that story about that one new PA? It was her first day on set for this show, and it was a movie that had a animatronic polar bear puppet in it, and they needed to get the nose of the polar bear to be like wet, right? So that would be more realistic. So they sent this poor little PA, her first day on any film set whatsoever, to the local drugstore because they were wherever they were filming. They didn't have the right resources to get it from the studio, but the local drugstore to pick up cases and cases of KY.
Remember, that's the better camera to talk to.
That's about. Oh, that's I can't. That's right. Yeah, because all they're seeing is
Yes,
my hand and my
cases
arm.
yes.
Cases and cases of KY. So she comes up to the counter with these cases of KY, and the cashier's ringing her through, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And she says, "Oh, we're making a movie." just completely, totally innocent as to the implications of cases of KY and making a movie. But it was for the
Harold.
polar bear's nose.
Okay, I'm talking about your, and we use KY on things like on foreheads and stuff like that because
Mhm.
it gives that natural oil look and it makes it look more real. Creating someone's character, yes, that should be a reason to be afraid. You're right. My apologies. Although,
Although, she said.
Martin, have you ever played the character Two-Face? No, he hasn't.
Two-Face, yeah.
Got to be some kind of hypoallergenic goo to make a seal with.
Oh,
Well,
for this?
usually because like alginate, like we said, it's usually used to make castings in the mouth. So it sets pretty fast. So it's just a matter of some paper towel. Some people we've seen use cotton batting.
Hmm.
Sure.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
just
sure,
me,
sure.
Martin.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm just here on frame. I'm gonna make sure I don't spill any water on the floor, because the downstairs neighbor will get all crazy. I'm just gonna pre-measure a few
Remember where your
things.
2 cameras are, Martin?
Hmm. I'm just pre-measuring. We've got a large yogurt container here, so I'm gonna be mixing the alginate in this container here, and just
So meanwhile, I'm doing my best to try to make my head flat.
it's looking actually pretty good. If anything, you could
Ah!
tilt your face downwards a little, so the back of your
My
okay.
apologies. Sorry? That?
Hmm? Like rotate your head to the left just a little.
Like
Yeah, like that. That's got it. Okay, so again, that's three of these little cups of water, and I'm gonna mix in 3 of those same little cups of the alginate. But what I'm gonna do now is we got the Vaseline.
The Vaseline.
Vaseline. Here we go, Vaseline. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Now, if I start screaming, everyone.
Blink twice if you're being if your ears are being cast against your will.
I'm human. Humans blink all the time. Now, one of the key things, too, is when you're doing things like ears and stuff, make sure you get all the way behind with that Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you get some on the ear, that's fine. It's not going to affect the mold. But you want to make sure that the alginate gets underneath the ear and the back and everything. And your hairline tends to go up right up to your ear on most people. So make sure don't be shy with the Vaseline. Don't dump it all over me, but I was just going to say your audio guy is going nuts. Yeah, well, I used to be the audio guy.
This looks pretty good.
Because I don't want to lose any. I don't want to lose
Don't lose any hair. Her precious mane.
What's
She
left
is
of
a
it?
lion.
Darn COVID. I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay.
Alrighty. Now the next thing that's always highly recommended, even though you got the Vaseline on the hair, is to put down a layer of Saran wrap.
Well, this is the first time in the... Sorry, I can't read that. In the
In
broadcast,
this broadcast.
that Martin is creating characters.
Christina's elf ears.
Oh, Christina's elf ears, yes.
Christina does not have her glasses on because it's just not going to work out with this.
And I haven't been able to afford new contact lenses yet, so.
We have a terrible roll of Saran wrap here and no dispensing thing to cut it with anymore.
But yes, it's just one of those better safe than sorry things.
There's 2 layers of protection. Not one, but
So is
two layers of
camera and
protection.
floor on a regular something.
So here's one of
Basis,
the
okay.
advantages too, is using the Vaseline. It'll actually, the Saran wrap will actually stick to her face, to her cheek. I'm trying not to get the Saran wrap over her face because we don't want her suffocating. This bag is not a toy. And that gives a nice additional amount of release for when the alginate gets poured in. It's going to make sure we don't have any crinkles or anything lifting up to creating any deformation in the ear. Like, I could probably bring this back here a little farther, like so.
You got to trust the other guy.
You really do. Yeah, this is definitely a trust exercise. Is that coming out, or
No, it's fine. Just wanted to double check.
I'm just gonna use the
The
Vaseline
Eagles in the 70s
to
had
stick down?
that hit, Life in the Fast Lane.
Life in the fast lane.
Yes. My damaged little brain heard
There we go.
wiping the Vaseline.
Wiping the Vaseline.
Why am I not surprised?
Alrighty. Now, just double check the fit of the cup. That's going to work just fantastically. Yeah, no, that's going to be good.
Now, hopefully, the other camera that is high up can see more down on the cup, so you guys can see what
Sort
Martin's
of, kind
doing.
of. It's a little far away. I could almost afford to be on the stand closer to the couch, but you know, one of these days we'll actually set up a proper production studio for all
Oh,
this
this is
kind of
good.
stuff.
That's good.
This is good. It's good. It's all good. So that will be set there. Actually, I'm going to pull this off for now. What we'll do first is we'll get the alginate mixed up, and then I'm going to gently take some of the alginate and just get it into all the little creases of her ear. That's the ears are one of the funniest things to cast because there's just so many little overlapping shapes and folds and flaps and things. So that's why using the alginate is such a good way to do it, because it's so flexible. I mean, the alginate, you can make a hand mold. You just put your hand in the alginate. Once it's set, you pull your hand out and yes, and make that sound while you're doing it, because it's so much more fun with sound
It
effects.
is much more fun. You know what's nice about that shot up there, though?
What's that?
They can see Baxter
You can see Baxter curled up.
and how much he trusts us.
He's like those dogs that you get on the the knights of old. They're crypts, right? You have the knight figure with his sword and everything, and the dog at his feet. You know, that's Baxter.
187. Everyone, go
We're at
ahead and
187.
share.
Hey.
Let's get that 250.
Alrighty. So we are ready to mix some alginate. Mixing stick. So I put 3 cups of water, or 3 of these little cups of water. So I'm going to do the same with the alginate.
Try not to create too much dust breathing in.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though it's mostly natural, it's still a very fine powder.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the Elton John classic. Someone shaved my wife. What? Someone shaved my wife tonight? Boy, did that gain new meaning over time.
Okay.
Now, everyone, let's remember I still love Martin.
Yes,
Right
will
now.
she still love me tomorrow?
190. Woo!
A little bit of dust settling up, so just try and mix a little more slowly. And this is the kind of thing too, if you have one of those little milk frothers and stuff like that, those can be easily used for mixing things like alginate as well.
Just please don't use it for your milk afterwards.
I was just going to say, just dedicate stuff like that for your workspace, not your kitchen. You know, don't share your kitchen tools with your workspace. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. It's lumpy right now, so
Please, about to die. What? Phone about to die. Oh,
again,
we'll watch on.
the rebroadcast.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Night,
just gonna
night,
pop and
Harold.
grab
Still
one of
love
the
ya.
bigger mixing sticks because this is a little.
Remember, everyone, $5 worth of rewards or a $5 sponsorship will get you added to the story on Sunday.
So here we go, folks.
And tomorrow morning, we are going to do our best to join Doug and Allie on their morning show around 10:30. And then we will be joining Michelle on her show at 6, if I remember correctly. And then at
6 p.m., yeah.
6 p.m. And then at 7:30, we have a guest from an Instagram page called Body Heroes. And his goal is body positivity through cosplay.
This alginate is actually pretty good consistency. Kind of pasty, kind of flowy, not too liquidy, so we're not going to have to worry too much about it flowing out from under the cup. And Jedi will hold the fort. Red eye
Anyone
still in
out there,
somewhere.
do feel free to ask questions and take part in the conversation. I'm doing my best without my glasses to be able to see the comments, but Martin is also right next to me, so he can see them as well.
Mm-hmm. Baxter is overseeing. Yeah, Baxter just came over to check out what's going on. Yeah, I know, little guy.
Baxter, fine powder mist is not to be sniffed.
I know you're downtown Toronto cat, but you know. Okay.
Martin,
So that's.
don't give him a straw.
Yeah, really. Okay.
Or he was.
So now we are ready
Yeah, he's right at Martin's feet now.
to get some of this. How's the temperature?
It's fine. It's a little
Get
cold,
some
but
of the-
considering how warm it is in here.
Just want to make sure to get it into all the little areas around the ear first.
Don't be scared to get in there with your fingers and stuff. Just don't knock the earplug.
Whatever you do. This alginate's not nearly as liquid as I feared it was going to be, so that's a good thing.
No cat hair. Now I can't hear at all, so...
Haha, so we can talk about her.
Well, no, I can't hear out of that ear, Martin. The other one's still there.
Okay, now it's cup time.
No cat hair in the alginate. That would be bad.
And now we hold this in place.
That's why you put plastic down.
It's,
Oh, that's a creepy feeling.
It is, isn't it? I forgot what that felt like. Is it leaking a little?
I thought it was leaking, but it's not.
It's
It's just that actually, no, it might be leaking a little bit.
able to tilt your head a little more towards the pillow. In other words, tilt your head. No, sorry. Yeah, tilt your head that way more. There we go. Now we can get a little more level.
And make sure if you're the one doing the pouring and everything, just keep pushing down on that cup. So now my head's at a point where it's really hard to read. So we'll get caught up in the comments in a moment.
Okay, and the alginate is starting to set.
So you can see how quickly this stuff sets. I mean, it's designed originally to go into a mouth. Now, I'm not sure about the smooth-on stuff. I'm assuming it's about the same. Original alginate was a lot more natural than what it is nowadays. And it would start degrading practically right away. You had, like, no working time with it whatsoever. But this stuff should take at least a few minutes, longer type thing.
Mm-hmm. Curses foiled again. Slowly amazed on how the creation of the elf ears will turn out. Hope it comes out cool. Yeah, definitely. How is the concussion, Jedi Senshi asks?
Still some results. Like I've got it's like a numb pain around the head, like a band around the head, which was, I can't remember which part, Martin, it was one of the nervous systems or something like that.
Yeah, the autonomic nervous system. They're basically the what runs the heart, the reflexes, the breathing and stuff like that.
So we're doing our best not to try to upset me in any way, shape, or form.
Baxter. Hey, get out of the alginate cup. Move. He's such a little pest.
He'll steal
love him.
anything.
If he runs off with the blob of half-cured alginate, I will be amused, at the very least. This is not casting your hiney. That would feel even weirder.
Not sure we could do that on air because, we're not that kind of
broadcast.
broadcast. Hey, did I actually manage to do that with one ear completely?
Apparently, yeah.
That's right.
Now we can see from the cup that we got the alginate, so we can do this one-handed. Might be able to actually let go of that now, because the alginate we were mixing has now become a rubbery kind of gooey blob.
Although you may want to keep pushing down on it so that it doesn't pull up and warp the ear. Thank you. Yeah, I could already feel it when you let go. I could feel it kind of moving away from the head.
Mm-hmm. Not that type of broadcast. That's right. So a few more minutes. Basically, this you have about 4 hours to work with the alginate mold before it starts crumbling and falling apart. So it means that we got another 5 minutes or so we could wait with this before actually removing it off of Christina's ear.
Hello, those who just joined us.
Hello from France, Pride Rise. Hello, bonjour, and welcome. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. And Katie's being grammar police. That's there, not there.
That's okay.
How long to set the stuff? We've got about 5 minutes before we pull this off of her ear, and then we'll go immediately to pouring a plaster positive off of this one.
It's now gone from slightly comfortable, chilled to a warm product on my ear. Like not overheated or anything, but nice and warm and comfy.
Mother of Rats on Twitch from France. Thank you for
Nice.
joining
Hello,
us.
Frats.
That's the most unusual thing I've ever seen on Twitch. Well, thank you very much. We are Car Hunger Creative. We're out of Toronto, Canada, and we're broadcasting on HAPS. So by all means, come on down to haps.tv.
Haps, HAPPS.TV/@ as in the at symbol, car, CARR.
Hunger, HUNGER.
I shouldn't actually be talking that wide with my mouth right now because the jaw keeps pushing against the...
Pretend you're being a ventriloquist.
Okay.
And then everything will be fine. We are making molds of Christina's ears because she's going to be working at sculpting a new pair of elf ears for her elf character. And we're going to do that over the next couple of broadcasts of demolding and sculpting and making the ears.
Now here on HAPS next Sunday we are doing a Lord of the Rings adventure. If you come on over to HAPS and give us $5 award or give us a $5 worth of sponsorships, which is a monthly amount, then we will write you into the story, and we're going to tell the story in costume, in cosplay, and everyone will get enjoyment out of it. And we will make sure that we edit credits so that your HAPS ID can be included at the end.
Yeah. What kind of broadcast is this? Weird kinky couch ear fetish stuff? Yes, Dawn? Yes, it is. Yeah,
Hi, Dawn.
that's, you see this? That was from the, that's pulled out of the cup, right? So it doesn't take very long, and it's a patience thing, right? This stuff's been formulated to not
Hi,
take
Jesse.
very long to kick off, and it's unlike a lot of other products that get warm when they set. The alginate does not.
It gets
We're at
comfortable.
233. We're getting there, and we're only on one ear. We're gonna flip her over and do the other side.
Flip me over. You make me sound like I'm on
Sure,
barbecue
yeah.
or something like that, just flip it over on the grill.
That's right.
So the back of my head will be facing you guys for a little while, but it is what it is.
Okay, I think we might actually be
That
ready.
is the weirdest sound in the world, man.
as it resonates through into your actual eardrum. All right, if you're ready, this is ready
Well,
to pull.
I don't really have to be ready. All I have to do is lie here.
All right, so we get a little bit.
I have the easy part.
Little wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Did you two see my Facebook note about Jedi? Yes, Dawn, we did. Jedi Senshi. Is it comfortable? Yes and no. Like, I mean, alginate is designed to be used in the mouth, mostly by dentists. And this is now a Smooth On product. Smooth On has released their own version of alginate. And Smooth On is infamous for incredible casting products and production quality products. And they've got a whole line of stuff that...
I didn't realize how much this side of the cup collapsed.
Because you pushed down.
Because the way it was being pushed down, I couldn't see that from the other side. So we will have to see what happens here.
Well, do you want to try it again?
I might want to try this one again. Since this is the first time in about 15 years that we've actually worked with alginate. I mean, we could try pouring one with the plaster. We're not going to be able to use the cup as a backer for it. But yeah, that turned out. I mean, the ear inside is going to be the right shape, but the mold, the exterior of the mold is extremely distorted. And
do we care?
Well, I don't know if there's going to be an easy way of getting a wall up around it now because of how distorted it is. Unless we want to just do that ear and have a blob of plaster behind it. Shouldn't really matter, should it?
Well, no, because in the long run it's going to be a two-part, right? Yeah. So as long as the other part, because then what happens is we take plasticine and we sculpt the ear tip on top of the posit of the ear, and then we cast that. So as long as the two plaster castings line up with each other, but you may have to use a different cup for the other one, for the other side. Oh, yeah, because you're going to have to warp it to the same way.
You have to, really. As long as the ears are intact inside, right?
That's true.
So, you want to sit up. You get a little bit of alginate on your cheek, just below your ear.
Oh.
And
I got cheeky alginate, do I?
Right here. Just right on the cheekbone.
Oh, the jawline.
On the jawline, yeah. And, yeah.
I am now on my laptop, Dawn says.
Blink. So.
Meaning I can say more stupid stuff faster. Yay!
Actual keyboard typing as opposed to screen typing.
Plastic. Gotta love it.
Great use for old shower curtains.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. You keep them entertained. You want to?
Where's my
Kleenex
ear?
or paper towel for?
Oh, my ear.
Oh, your ear.
So yeah, it still feels kind of slippery, and that's partially the plasticine, but you can see the hair bridges and stuff in it. Some people will clean it up and stuff. We'll see. I'm not too concerned about the outside shape as long as we're using, the same shape in order to do the other half. So what'll happen now is once we're really sure, which should be easy enough, on the middle there if you want to make sure that it's completely accurate. But you can always also, kind of sand that out later on so the ear actually has a hole in it. I know some people who do a lot of kind of ear art, and they'll cast and cast and cast and cast. So now it'll be a matter of the plaster. I see that, actually, Martin, this outer wall is awfully thin.
Right on there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That tore.
Oh, well, do we try it again?
Yep.
It looks like we need a bigger cup.
Well,
we need a bigger cup.
No, not a mushed cup. I don't think we need a bigger cup. It's just
if anything, I would squish it in the other direction. If anything. But
well, don't squish it.
Or don't squish it. Yeah, let's make another one.
Okay, let's do another one.
There wasn't a lot of alginate.
Put more padding on it.
Put a little more padding around the cup?
Yep.
Yeah, I can do that.
You kind of wish we had some foam. Yay! Yay!
Yeah,
Dawn! Woohoo! Dawn is going to be added to the story. Woo!
Hey, awesome.
Thank you for the sponsorship, Dawn. That is perfect. Yeah, you see what happened is because he pushed down on the cup too hard, it not only warped it, which we don't mind the shape, but you can see there's a tear right here. And that's the top of the ear. That's not going to be molded, easily. This one box of 3 pounds of alginate or smooth-on Alga Safe was
Go $40?
about 40, $50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a couple dollars worth of alginate.
All right, I'm going to go empty this cup because we're going to reuse it.
Make some human ears for your cat. Yes. That is actually a great idea. Although I'm not sure they'll be happy about it. I
It's
was
like those
thinking, though,
rat experiments where they grafted human ears on the back of a rat.
Now, my ear is going to be a slightly different shape than anyone else's ear, but I have been considering basically using the mold of my ear, and then of course we'll do one for Martin at some point, and doing ear tips on our new store as well. But we haven't gotten that far. We haven't really gotten to that process. I was also thinking of doing things like Bajoran ridges and things like that. Hello, Jazzy from Vancouver. Yes, I see ya. Bigger cup or smaller ears. I can't do anything about the size of my ears. They are the size they are. They really are. Happy to sponsor. Thank you, Dawn. Martin and I are hoping to be in a financial position to be able to sponsor you and Michelle right now, because you two have been adding a lot as fellow artists to our life.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we financially get better, there's a few other people we'd like to sponsor as well. But we are trying to get everyone from our Patreon over here to HAPS so that we can shut down the Patreon. So I was going to last week. Put it off, though, because I was in a chocolate pudding mood. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So, Dom, we're going to have to decide what Lord of the Rings character you're going to be. Oh, this is going to be fun. I need some hobbits. I know you're really tall. How would you like to be short? How would you like to be
Tallest
short?
hobbit ever.
Red Eye's not super tall, but he's doing the wizard thing. So it's like the two of you can be opposite of each other.
It's backwards Middle Earth.
So I'm rolling little bits of alginate off of this.
Off the mic.
No, off of my earplug.
Yes.
I'm sticking my earplug back in. So yeah, this time Martin's just he's going to try not to squeeze it as he pushes down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right afterwards I can always drill out the hollow part of the ear itself. And people keep saying, we've had a number of people say, if you're going to do the sample stuff, why don't you bring things like these molds and stuff to conventions? Well, because alginate deteriorates pretty fast.
Yeah, it's a much better angle.
Yeah?
Right.
Okay. So I just leave myself like this?
Saran wrap, a little more Vaseline. Sorry, you were saying?
My head's okay like
Yeah,
this?
yeah. If anything, you're going to have to tilt that way a bit again.
Like that?
No, like top of the head that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when the
Chocolate pudding emoji! Woohoo!
That is a chocolate pudding emoji, right?
That's what he said. I had considered Balrog. You want to be the Balrog?
Balrog.
Dawn, you want to Dawn the Balrog?
Don the Balrog. I thought it was supposed to be Bob.
That
the
means
Balrog.
Red Eye the Wizard is going to have to. Red Eye the Grey is going to have to take you down.
Do you remember the very secret diaries of the Fellowship of the Ring?
Oh my God, the very secret diaries of the Fellowship of the Ring was hilarious. Try not to squeeze it as you push down. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Saran wrap. Vaseline. This way,
This way,
baby.
baby. What kind of broadcast is this?
Well, we're not that kind of broadcast. Mm-hmm. I'm short enough. You are. Hi, Martin and Chris. I'm home from New York City. Woohoo! Hey, Edward. Welcome home.
Edward.
So those of you just joining us, if you are not already over on HAPS, come on over to HAPS, HAPPS.tv. And in our case, it's / at the @ symbol, CAR, CARR.
Hunger, HUNGER.
And give us a $5 reward or become a $5 sponsor, and we will include you in our Lord of the Rings story on Sunday. 262, you passed. Yay! I remember Fellowship. Yeah. Well, there's this thing that was out there called the Secret Diaries. And it was the diaries of the different characters from Lord of the Rings. And it was hilarious. I printed them out one year because we used to get together and do Middle Earth, Bilbo and Frodo birthday. And every year we'd get into our Lord of the Rings and go out to a park and barbecue, and people would give us looks and stuff, and it'd be great. I'd love to go back to that one time and do it again.
And get some more water.
But yeah, we printed them out and we took turns. Like we took each character, and we took turns reading each character's diary, secret diary. I was close on the spelling. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Don the Balrog. Do you want to?
Dawn,
I mean,
we know our ancient Balrog.
I don't. Or do you want to be Smaug? We can do Dawn the Dragon. You can be Smaug's second cousin. Or do we make you a troll? We can fight you as a troll or a Uruk-hai, and we'll give you your own sword and everything, and of course we'll defeat you because we have to.
Well, of course we do.
But we can make you like a lonely Uruk-hai that's been separated from the rest of them and
Separated from his battalion.
doesn't realize the war is over.
Oh, great. It's like an old war veteran lost in Cambodia or something, or Vietnam. The war's been over for 30 years, dude.
Why is your face one color while your arms and forehead are a different color?
Camera angle? Lighting? Something?
I don't know. Could be your face has been out in the sun and stuff, but I see what he means. It's kind of like a yellowish, and well, I'm kind of lying down. If I go like this.
Could be the difference in the way the light's reflecting your makeup, too. Because her face has makeup, but her arms don't.
And my face is always in the sun because of wintertime, nothing else is. What would he be, dragon? Ha ha ha, but I'm Ching.
Alrighty.
That was a World War II Japanese guy, Martin.
Oh, was it? Okay. I just know there was something along those lines of somebody who, like, decades later still thought the war was going on and they'd been hiding out from the enemy.
I figure, he got lost in the woods and, they stumble on him. There's a flash tone in your forehead and arm. Pasty as I. Well, come on. My forehead's been under a hat a hell of a lot because of my hair. And my body has been underneath coats and layers and, out in the sun.
Arms haven't really been exposed to the sun much this past few months.
If I got Martin to line his arm, you'd probably see a difference too. That guy's story was represented in season 1 of the $6 Million Man. Trying to make my head as flat as possible, which means I'm looking up at the... I'm just glad I don't have face mask tan lines. Haha.
Just a wee bit more water.
When you're walking around outside, you shouldn't need your mask. So Martin is once more mixing up the alginate. As you saw, it sets pretty fast. And this time he's not going to mush and bend and warp the cup in order to get a much better wall around the outside. And he's going to be more aware as to where the middle of the cup is. Mm-hmm. Because what basically happened was there was a very, very, very thin wall at the top of my ear, and it tore when he picked it up.
That was at the top, eh? Yeah.
Yep. The important part.
The part that we need to mold against.
Elf what? LTR what? 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 Yes. LOTR elf. Now, after this one, though, I may disappear to the washer, Martin.
Don't bring your mic.
No, I'll leave my mic here.
All right, so I'm gonna start by getting some alginate onto her ear, into all the little nooks and crannies, because those are the important bits that quite often pouring doesn't immediately get the detail into.
And again, you want to cause as little bubbling as possible. It's not like I can put my head in a compression chamber either if we had one.
Yes, that's what you had in the vacuum chamber to get the bubbles out.
You need a larger diameter
All the
cup.
bubbles out.
Well, the idea is not to use that much more material than absolutely necessary.
Okay.
What about... Oh, no, I can't read it. That
Shapeshifter guy, I think was in The Hobbit. Oh yeah, no, anything from Lord of the Rings.
Well, the idea is to make your own character more than anything else. So we would make a Dawn-related character. That's the more fun thing to do. So pick what you want to be: an Uruk-hai, an elf, human, because right now Martin's the only human. A wizard. Good guy or bad guy. And then we come up with a name for you, and then we weave you into the story. So basically we'll be a little bit of a fellowship, so to speak. And we will be on an adventure, and some of these characters will meet along the way, and other characters will be on the fellowship adventure itself. So if you want to be like an Uruk-hai, then we would have to come up with some reason why we bumped into you in the ruins of wherever, and we're going to pick kind of like a weird time period that Smeagol is still Smeagol and Gollum doesn't exist yet, and kind of pre-fellowship. And yeah, we're going to go on an adventure, and so you'll either be a character that we meet along the way or part of the fellowship. So, you can be an orc, you can be a troll, you can be a dwarf. So yeah, it's just like D&D. We pick your character, we name your character.
And we write a campaign.
We basically write a campaign.
Just flip the whole cup over her head right now, make ear form and face form all in one shot. Well, we're probably going to do something similar to that at some point in the future. Oops, I'm getting alginate on my jeans.
Martin, don't ruin your jeans.
Be the ranger.
Yeah, we could do 2 rangers. We've got 2 female elves now in the fellowship, so...
No reason to not have another ranger.
Although Martin earlier was saying he didn't want a second ranger because he wants both female elves to himself.
I was being facetious. Okay, so I want to be a street samurai.
See what would be equivalent to a street samurai in Lord of the Rings. Well, samurais ride horses, right? So
Rohirrim.
Yeah, Don, did we make you Rohirrim?
Or what were the other races that Aragorn went to get with the Corsairs? There were a couple of other races that came in to help turn the tide on the Battle of Minas Tirith.
Oh, that's true. And now it doesn't feel like it's trying to go up when you let go.
Yeah. I opted not to put so
Martin,
much pressure on the cup.
Is that my phone saying that the battery's low, or... No!
We may have to change this broadcast a little, because we may lose this phone, and we can't, because we got the mics plugged in here, we can't actually take this phone onto a charge. Grr!
Well, we're going to change the mic source, that's all.
Mm-hmm. So once this is set and pulled off of her ear, we'll do a little bit of a shuffle around, rearrange a few things, and then we'll take you from there. It's a great thing about alginate. It just doesn't stick to anything. I had a blob of alginate on the floor. I just picked it up.
What is Dawn saying?
Change it to what kind of broadcast? So yeah, there we go. It's starting to get a little bit rubbery in the cup. When you can do that, see, it still tears though, so it's not completely set.
Make
Once
sure
you
that's
can
in camera, Martin.
pull on it. Is it in
It
camera?
is? Okay, yeah, it
it's
is.
in camera. Once you pull on it and it doesn't tear, then you know it's set. I mean, it's getting pretty
So,
close.
Martin, why don't you grab a different, like your iPhone maybe? How's the charge on your iPhone?
I had it plugged in earlier because it was at 26% when we got back from apartment hunting.
So why don't you grab your iPhone while I'm setting?
While you're setting, it's like being in a salon, right? The ear salon.
Great.
It's at 96%.
Okay, so it has apps on it, so let's switch to using your phone for that camera. It's got the same stand and everything on it.
It does.
Then we plug my phone into charge. How'd that go? How'd what go?
And we want
Wanted
a
a
landscape.
landscape.
Next step.
You know, ear power.
Show up as another.
Ear salon. Okay.
Showing up as another device. So bear with us for a moment here, folks. While we
Shuffle a few things. We're going to lose audio for a few moments.
Martin. Wow, this is a lot from the two different cameras. Cool audio effect.
Okay, so I think that should be. Trying to figure out which is which now. Yep. Okay, I think we got the right combination of devices. So this one's going off. Plug it in. This is the watching paint dry portion of our broadcast. And I think I can adjust that to rotate it a little bit more. Right now,
So that my head's not cropped
see
off.
your head's not cropped off like that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. So can everyone hear our mics okay now?
We have audio. Cool audio effects. Oh, the echo.
And I assume, Martin, my phone is plugged in.
Correct. It's
Okay.
off and plugged in now.
That's still a weird sound.
This is the watching Christina dry portion of the broadcast. Yes, it is.
Does that mean no drinking for me?
That's right. All
This
right,
is the
so this
Christina
seems to
dry.
be doing quite well now. So here we go. Take a little bit of wiggle.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. And suddenly I start being able to hear.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
much
much
better.
better.
Much better.
Oh, much better.
Hugely better.
We got it right
this
this time.
wrap comes off.
Woohoo!
There we have a much better ear. It's funny what an ear actually looks like when you.
This thing coming
That's
out here
the
looks weird,
profile
yeah.
of the ear where it attaches to your head.
Okay,
So
I
when Van Gogh cut his ear off,
yeah, really.
that's what it looked like on the side of his head.
That's right. That's right. It's cute how Martin affectionately touches your ear line. Alginate.
Here, alginate.
Don't do that, Martin.
Yum, yum.
Okay. I am going to washroom. Well,
Okay.
you continue. You can by all means start up the plaster process.
Mm-hmm.
I shall return. You'll have to move that back up one level, I guess. 'Cause I will come back. Sit.
That's right.
All right, I shall return.
She shall return. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use our alginate box to create a little table to do some plaster casting right here. So, but I need a board in order to do so. So bear with me for a moment, folks. Going to do a little rearranging here to make a functional workspace for making a plaster duplicate of her ear. Okay, so I'm going to take the little earplug which we use to block the alginate from going into her inner ear. What's that brown glob on the ear mold? There's no brown glob on the ear mold. If I send you Van Gogh's ear, can you make a mold and elf ear for him? Yeah, really? So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this, carefully pull this alginate out of the cup one way or another. Basically have to get it to separate a little from the edges of the cup without risking tearing the alginate. This is the thing about alginate. It's great for making molds of body parts and stuff like that, but it's very fragile. It tears very easily, and this will break down in about 4 hours to not be useful. What other things can you build for folks using this process? Well, in the past, we've done full head castings to be able to do full like facial and head prosthetics and things like that. We had one for Christina back in, well, we did it when we last lived in Toronto. It came out to BC with us, but we had to get rid of it. Hello from Cooksville. Hello, Tina. Thank you for joining, and thank you for the Nice View Award. Well, thank you. We're right now we've got a casting or a mold of Christina's right ear, and we're going to do some plaster. Mix up a bunch of plaster to pour. I'd like to actually pull away all this paper off the cup that we had, and we're going to redo the paper when we do the other side of the ear. Where is Cooksville? Why take it out of the cup? It's just a little bit easier. What we want to try and do is get a little bit of a kind of a once it's out of the cup, get a little bit more of a lip around it, to when we pour the plaster, that we got something to build up against. You're very welcome. It's in Tennessee, where the tornado hit really badly 2 years ago. Oh wow. Yeah, no, we've got some other friends in Tennessee as well. Where's Antoinette in Tennessee? Yeah. Is she already in Nashville or near Nashville? We have a viewer from
close to Nashville.
Cooksville, Tennessee.
Hello, Cooksville.
Okay, I'm going to clean out this cup and make up some plaster for that.
All right, and I'm going to temporarily put this back where it belongs and chat with you guys while Martin does his thing. Oh, I take it out of the cup. Well, you want to check it and make sure, and I guess Martin already answered all that, eh? Nice View Award. Thank you, Tina. Tina hit really bad 2 years ago. Oh yeah, Tina. Tornado went right over my house. Wow. And your house is still intact, I hope. Hour and a half away from Nashville. Okay. Newfoundlander, hello, honey. There's one of our favorite people. Now I'm watching as the mic power starts dropping, so we hope that we don't lose mic or power of any kind while we are finishing this. Once we get the other ear done, then Everything's going to take a different tune, so to speak. Any witches or bicycles in the tornado, Tina? When no, Dawn, I was too busy hiding in the hallway. Good plan, yes. Yes, we were blessed. That is so incredible. It's so wonderful, guys. I'm happy you're okay, Tina, because then you're able to join us today. So I am going to... Whoops, I did something here that I shouldn't have done.
You did something.
I did something I should not have done. Ah! I wanted to see Tina's profile, and it just went everywhere else but view profile. There we go. Oh, Tina, hello. Queen Christian Mama Bear. Nice. Nice. Oh, I am subscribed to you already. We are subscribed to you already. Nice. Okay, I must have already checked out your profile.
Okay, so this is actually, it's a little out of
Your
frame.
melon.
At the moment. We'll see what we can do
The
about that.
concussion is mostly gone.
What's
There's
going on, guys?
some leftover disorientation every once in a while, so I don't expect to be dancing anytime soon. But you know, eventually it'll be fine. But it's the pain is a band around the outside, so it does hurt, but it's not overwhelming anymore. Glad to be here. You are so welcome. Send it this way next time. Maybe I'll drop a house on my ex. I'm nothing special. I'm referred to as Mama Bear. I am not a mama. I'm not either, but people tend to refer to me in similar ways. May I borrow it after you, Red Eye? There you go. Now,
Excuse me.
Martin, are you able to get that into a shot, please?
Somehow I can maybe, actually, no, the table will be too high, but I can get that
Oh,
elevated.
stool.
The stool would work, yeah.
That stool will work.
As long as I'm
So what he's done is
centered.
he's basically put the cup around. Don't pour so much in that you don't have any room for the plaster. Because now he's got to mix the plaster thin enough to be able to get inside that mold and into the where the ear is. You put the cup back around after you check on it so that it doesn't expand, because then your ear will be warped.
And you'll be
So
able to move
eventually
over
you'll
a little
dance.
closer,
Thank you. Can you do that?
I can do that.
You can do that.
Now, I
There
guess
we
what's
go.
going to happen here is we don't have any way of keeping that, like, because now the cup is at a different height, right? There's a big space around the cup. Cats. I'm sure one shot got that. So I'm almost tempted to mix a bit of plaster that's thinner into the ear, and then a little bit of a thicker blob on top, so it doesn't flow around the outsides quite as much.
Makes totally
Makes
sense.
total sense. And we also want this to be a little bit more level.
Well, I'm not too worried about it being level, so it'll be thicker in one than the other. Because being a two-part mold, it's not going to make it all the way down to the bottom anyway. The
That's
bottom
true.
of the ear will be cut off by the other mold.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget mold release. In this case, we don't need to. The alginate will start deteriorating pretty fast. So once the plaster completely sets, all we do is pry the alginate away.
Yep.
Using a tornado to drop a house on my ex doesn't technically count as being within 500 feet, right? Yes, right.
So restraining orders?
Yes. So hopefully you guys can see this. LOL. Maybe if that worked, Dawn, I would have tried it a long time ago. LOL. Asking for a friend. Of course, of course, of course. Of course. Now, if you guys can't see anything, let us know, and we will try our best to modify. Actually, I'm almost wondering if you should turn that back upside down, if you should turn it upside down. But
Pick this? Well, in
yeah.
case we have anything spill,
That's true.
I don't want that.
good night, guys. I have an early day. I will try to catch you guys tomorrow. Katrina, leave your elf in my hands.
Excuse me?
Sorry, leave your elf in Martin's hands.
Well.
Good night, Katrina. Oh, hi, Katrina. Tina, Katrina, Katrina, Tina. Now remember, folks, a $5 award or a $5 sponsorship will get you written into the story that we will be doing on Sunday.
Remember, when you mix your plaster, mix it well. Scrape the sides of the cup. Make sure any of the plaster powder and dust and lumps and stuff get out of it. Because, hey, Don, it's just like baking. You know, you don't want lumps of flour or anything in your mix because it just doesn't work out well that way.
Is elf an euphemism for something? No. So you are recasting the same ear instead of the other ear. Well, we're going to do the other ear next.
Yeah, because that first mold we weren't happy with the way it turned out, so we're gonna basically just let it go. You know. Then we'll turn her
Yes,
around.
mix,
and-
mix, 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 mix. Yeah, you'll see the back of my head for a little while.
All right.
Thank God for wigs, because I don't have enough hair to actually do the elf. Till your heart gives out. I mean, your hand gives out. Yeah, we don't want the heart to give out. Like baking, you don't mix it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, true, some things in baking, if you mix it forever, it gets kind of,
And this is the other thing too.
you know.
When you're pouring, make sure you give it a good, some good tapping and stuff and agitating, just to make sure that the bubbles don't end up in the, getting trapped in the ear. Because especially with the ear mold, there's so many little folds.
And you have to make it so thin to make sure it gets in there. So the likelihood of bubbles increases, unfortunately. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. Get the bubbles! Get the bubbles out! Be gone, bubbles! Evil bubbles, be gone!
Bubbles be gone. And this is the other thing too, is you can actually build a little agitator table. By,
Would the bubble in the ear result a costume ear with a wart? Actually, quite the opposite, because right now the alginate is the negative, and the plaster is becoming the positive. So it cannot increase over top, like it can't. The bubble won't go past
the bubble
the
will
ear.
be a hole in the ear.
Bubble
yeah.
will be a hole. So, which isn't horrible. Hi, Perry. Which isn't horrible, in the sense that you can always, put the ear tip over top of it. It just means there'll be a bubble inside where you attach the ear tip to the ear. But a lot of times what we'll do is we'll just take a little wet plaster and very carefully kind of push it in there after the fact and smooth it out. Just you don't want to waste time doing that. So the less bubbles, the better. And if you're doing something like when we did some stunt dummies of phasers for Star Trek not that long ago, and one of our molds wound up with a lot of bubbles in it, and it was hell. We couldn't fix it, so we had to recast the the negative from the positive with the bubbles in it, and kind of temporary fill in the bubbles, and then recast it, and then go back and do it again, because the positives, like the originals that we were taking the original cast from, had already gone back to set, so we had to work from the one with bubbles in it. So it was quite the adventure, and it was a waste of time, but we did it.
Yep. Exactly. You don't want a hole, because then you have to fix it. I like to.
You have no idea I'm being so funny over here.
Like Don's comment, just put an earring in it. Yeah, a piercing.
Tina, you don't want a hole because you would have to fix it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a time consumer.
Yep. So this guy can now get put aside.
I'm not that kind of elf.
This can get put aside. I'm going to just move it over on the other table over there, and then we're going to start prepping Christina to do the other side.
That's right.
She's already getting the hairpins in there to get her hair out of the way.
Point
Do
your
the
elf
whole-
ears up if you're wearing pants.
Carefully move it over to the other side of the room. And try not to liquefy the plaster too much by moving it.
Trying to get my hair as flat as possible.
All right.
Harry, we are making elf ears.
Crossing.
I'm not a cosplayer or anything, but boy, have I watched hours of cosplay videos, LOL. That's what cosplayers love to hear.
Exactly, yeah.
Especially without conventions this year.
That's
A lot of
been
cosplayers
so
are really
surreal.
kind of, yeah, because we make stuff and we do all these things, and it doesn't get used, and it's very upsetting. But that's also why we're doing this Sunday, the Lord of the Rings storytelling. If you do a $5 award or a $5 sponsorship, we will create a character for you. You don't have to worry about a costume or anything, but we'll create a character, and we will put you in part of the story. Yeah. Okay, I think that should be enough pins. You're a Farscaper, nice. Yes, Farscape was a great series. If you know what that is, you are a favorite. God, yeah, I know what Farscape is.
Farscape? Oh yeah.
Man. Damn, that was a few years, at least a few years ago.
Oh yeah. That's Farscape's got to be at least 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
I think Farscape was running when we were last living in Toronto before we moved out to BC.
that's true.
And of course, the two lead characters from Farscape end up getting cast on Stargate SG-1 as almost the same characters.
That's true. That's very true.
And they started nicknaming that season's Farscape SG-1.
Shut up, yeah.
Of course you know
Honey.
Farscape. Yeah,
Martin,
Farscape
okay,
was
look at
shot
it this way.
down in Australia, I think.
That's
wasn't
right.
it? And tons of Henson stuff.
Oh my God, the puppetry is
The Henson
incredible.
puppetry is
And
fantastic.
puppetry has come so far. Can you imagine if they redid Farscape now?
Hmm.
How much more fluid the puppets would be?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. No, Martin and I, look at it this way. Martin and I met in 1987 at a Doctor Who convention. So yeah, it was 20 years. You are my favorite channel. Thank you.
And you know, I just realized it's almost
Thank you, Tina.
11:30. We're gonna have to try and
Keep the volume down.
at least until we get into a new
All right,
place.
ear number 2.
Ear
Now
number
my back, my head,
Can I move that
my
back
head
down
is
there, or are
going-
you gonna
so
try
I'm
to
gonna go
watch
here.
from over there?
I'm going to try to read anyway. So now you get to see the other side of my body.
Well, you're not gonna need to go there yet, because I gotta take the cup.
Fine. Quick.
I gotta make up the new cup
Fine.
and get all that set up.
Let's not lose any. Hopefully, we don't lose battery power. If we do, we're sorry. We'll see you all later. But
And
yeah, the
we'll,
first seasons
resume.
of Farscape and the last season of something, but not the middle. Never seen the middle. Oh, you guys slay. Thank you, Dina. Thank you. Want to see what color your face turns to when you lay the other way? Well, you won't be able to, Dawn.
Yeah, it should
Honey,
be
you'll see
right
the back
from
of my
here.
head. You get to see if my hair changes color.
That would be interesting, to say the least.
To say the least or to say the most.
Either
It
way.
will not let you reward us.
Who or what?
Now that's interesting. Tina, do you have enough reward coins? Or are you just not there for the lowest level? Keeps telling me that I can't. What is the exact words? Let's see if we can get Pablo or Peter in here.
So we're going to create a new cup now for the second half of this year.
Well, sponsorship is something different too. Okay, a second. See, I wish I could see your screen because I might be able to help, but
And already Baxter's eyeing the leftover bits of plastic that are on the floor from doing this.
there's no comments from Periscope.
No comments coming from what?
Interesting. I know Periscope's been kind of discouraging. They don't want, of course, they don't want. Oh, Perry, there's a little blue stripe next to you. Are you on Facebook or Periscope? Because Periscope usually has a little Twitter symbol.
That's right. Wow. Alrighty. We got Baxter watching everything moving around. He's like, I gotta play with that. I gotta play with that. I gotta play with that.
Baxter's an extremely curious kitty.
Alrighty. There is a. I know this
So
is the
ear-
other
ear-
ear, but that's
earplug.
yeah, that's gonna work.
Ah!
Oh.
iPad just
Careful.
fell over.
Earplug. I
Earplug.
gotta put some padding around this thing.
Did we trim it down already? No.
Hmm?
Oh, I'm going to use the same earplug? I don't want to.
You don't want to use the same earplug?
No,
Okay.
I would love to have the other
So,
one.
where'd the other earplug?
Because left and right ear and
Which way did it go? Yeah.
just like you don't use
I
a
wanna swap that
Q-tip or
together,
a
right?
or a Kleenex or anything. You should never put one thing in both ears.
Oh, it's right behind me here. So that.
So
and
this
then
is now technically garbage. And if I could have a pair of scissors, that would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
So again, we're cutting a pair of earplugs to use as stoppers instead of cotton batting or anything like that. You're the only one on there. Jazzy, are you on Periscope? One moment. I am posting the image to Imgur. You can also drag and drop if you're on a computer. You can drag and drop an image into your comments. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Chris, we are.
That's like a cat toy starting to happen. Woo! So I'm going to assume my ears are not that different from each other. So hopefully we can get this one cast and plaster before batteries die. And then we'll go and we'll finish the broadcast before our neighbors decide to get nasty. So, little earplug in ear. There we go. Done.
You were on Periscope, then you switched over. Okay.
On the table, out of the way the cats. Thank you for the intel. I didn't know that. Cool. Martin, would you take that, please? So let me see if I can make this larger. Failed to award broadcaster. This is probably our fault, not yours. Oh, it's just a fault somewhere in the system. So hopefully Pablo and Peter can fix that.
They're good at
It
that.
won't happen today, but yeah, I just have to zoom in. So if you look, yes, it says it's probably their fault, not yours.
Oh, so it's that they're saying it's that whole it's not you, it's me thing.
Yeah, exactly. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a little diamond with an exclamation mark in it. If you click on that, it will open an accounts Google Doc. So sign into Google, and then you'll be able to say there, listen, this is what I tried to do. Take a couple screen captures as you go along to show me that you did do that. And if you were trying to contribute $5, let us know. And with the screen caps and that promise that once it's fixed you will, then I will definitely make you part of the Lord of the Rings things on Sunday.
Yeah.
Or then, yeah.
Okay. Cup is ready to rock and roll.
It's not me, it's you. Okay, now I'm going to need to put the iPad here. So
Oh,
can we
let's
pull
get
the
that-
couch cushion away
Get the
and
cushion on there.
give me a little more visual
Cushion
space
there. 1,
so that I can
2.
still see their comments? So big fat cushions. I love this couch. Oh, I love this couch. And that way there's room right here. Okay, now you all get to see the back of my head. Down I go.
So much for the dwarf song, then, right?
So much fun.
Haven't seen the back of us yet.
Oh.
Now we got all the cushions coming
Jeez,
off.
really?
All this other stuff so it doesn't collapse on top
I
of
was
you.
sending you the Nailed It awards. Oh, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see if Pablo and Peter can fix it. Or one of their other incredible staff.
So now we're gonna do.
Now we can talk beyond Christina's back. No, because Christina has the iPad in front of her and can see the comments still. Did you just take my... You did.
You had hair stuffed in with it, so. I was
Dawn, you
pulling
are
the
too
hair
funny.
out.
Yes, we made friends with Dawn a number of years ago. It's amazing how time flies. We made friends with Dawn a number of years ago back in the West Coast when we were living in Vancouver, BC, and he's down in the Seattle area. And he would bring his bagpipes up to Vancouver and play bagpipes in the parades with us. Be right back so I can finish the report. You got it. It's not a Monday. Nice. Martin, I think when all is said and done, I would love a snack.
Pretty hungry too. Oh, well, ear casting. It's just builds up an appetite.
We had a very tiny dinner.
We did. We had a very quick dinner because we had to rush out, go look at another place, and get back here in time to do our broadcast. Okay, get another bit of saran wrap there. Everyone's still able to see okay? You
Now,
have it.
Martin, I am noticing with this camera, we have a large plug of something in the way. What is this?
Oh, that's the clock radio.
Well, let's move the clock radio.
Okay.
Because now that I flipped over, it's in
That's
the
right,
way.
it's in the way. Yeah.
If one looks at you guys at the position of the camera, you might be able to actually see this side better.
Okay, so like we did on the last
This is where I fall asleep.
take some saran wrap and add that on top
Remember,
of the
folks,
existing
let the victim, the
Vaseline.
person getting cast, place the earplug in. Because they know how far they can go.
Exactly. And what we're able to do here with the adding the saran wrap is just creates that extra layer of release.
Looks like a colonoscopy.
And having the Vaseline down on her hair actually gives us something to kind of stick the saran wrap down to and keep it from going anywhere.
It's not, though. I hope not. Because if Martin's doing that instead of this, I'm really worried now.
Experience slight discomfort, but only briefly.
We can watch what Martin is doing on your behalf, Christina. Make sure,
on me.
make sure he's not goofing off, doing some expressive dance, snacking without you, etc. Oh, he can do an expressive dance. That's cool. Just no snacking without me.
That's right. What's going to be really fun is once we're talking about doing, going back to doing some characters we had before, and getting me back into my Klingon outfit, and Christina doing Dax, doing Dax's Klingon armor, and it means I get to do spots again. Back in the 90s when we were doing Dax and Bashir for Toronto Trek for the Parody Plays, I'd spend about an hour, before we'd go on stage, with a little makeup brush, applying the little spots on her, down the sides of her face and down to her collar line. That should work all right.
Enough padding?
Just fine. Oh yeah, lots of padding. Plenty.
Oh, that felt weird. Is that really necessary to make an ear mold? What felt weird?
Oh, is that?
Thank you,
they're
Jedi.
quoting hypothetical comments from you.
Oh,
That felt weird. Is it really necessary? Is that really necessary to make an ear mold? So what I'm going to do foreground here is I'm going to mix the same batch, same amount that we had for the previous one. So 3 of these little cups of water. The water is just slightly warmer than cold tap water. Added a little
Martin,
more
is the
hot to it.
position of my head flatter now?
It's actually pretty good. I'll make sure it's adjusted before we actually do the final.
Okie doke.
That and that. This is the cup we'll be using. This stuff can go here. There's the lid. Because now I need to move this board so I can get at the alternate.
Hi, Luke. All fun and games until someone loses an eye.
Or an ear.
I was referencing Jazzy's colonoscopy comment.
Yeah.
So somebody loses an ear. There you go. Luke and Martin are almost in sync.
Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put 3 of those little measuring cups of alginate into the water. First, I'm going to take a little mixing stick here and give it a bit of cleaning. I actually need a garbage can.
Sounds like
over
the
here.
wind is picked up there. What, you mean the fact that I'm breathing into the mic?
Here we keep tucking garbage everywhere while we're working on the broadcast instead of actually bringing a garbage container over so we can throw things out properly.
Throw things out or throw things at?
Out. Or at, either way. But,
Breathing into the mic, yes.
breathing into the
Well,
mic.
I'm lying here and just kind of focusing and full of coffee and yeah.
That's
Did
right.
Martin just swear? Did Martin swear? Martin, did you swear?
She could still hear me. Her ear isn't buried yet.
Exactly. Sorry, this is taking forever to fill out. Really? Oh wow, Tina. I have yet to be able to use it, but I thought it was kind of cool that they put that button in the corner, so it's supposed to be easier. A lot of us have been doing full emails, but it is still a beta app, so they will appreciate the effort you're doing. Trust me. They love it when people send them, errors and information. And I'm sure every once in a while they'll also love it when people compliment them.
Hmm. And a lot of us broadcasters do quite regularly. They're doing an amazing job. They're hiring more staff because they're getting more and more people signing on to HAPS. The numbers are just growing leaps and bounds.
And it was only last week that we had access to Twitch now, so.
Hmm. So, yeah, thank you to the viewers who have come and joined us and watched us from Twitch. And hope
Martin
you come
needs to
and
put a
join us
dollar
on
27
HAPS.
into the swear jar. Martin, did you swear? I don't think I heard you
I
swear.
didn't swear.
For the color of my, they're asking you for the color of your underwear. Well, you can lie. Okay. The couch cushions are falling over.
Okay, so there we go.
There, it's better. Curl up into the fetal position. You wear underwear. Kiki.
As the ancient Greeks used to say, "Semper ubi, sub ubi."
I love you, Martin.
I guess it'd be the Romans too. Yeah, most of the Romans, bloody Romans.
What they ever do for us?
The aqueduct.
What else?
Brought peace.
Oh, my tea python, we love you.
It just made you say underwear. Add just a wee bit more water because that worked actually well on the last one.
I figure if I heard Martin swear in America, he needs to put $1 in the swear jar. $1.27 Canadian with the exchange rate. Sorry, dude. I didn't hear him swear. What did he say? Go ahead, take a risk, Don. Swear.
Comment hidden. Alright, I think we're good. Don't want to spend too much time mixing this stuff because it's going to start kicking off. Now we have to get it onto her ear. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Just make sure that's tucked a little bit. There we go.
And now the hearing in my left ear goes, effing trash. Did you, Martin?
I did not.
Okay, we'll have to do the playback. Don, we won't decide until we look at the playback, okay?
Okay, now I need you to tilt your head that way. There we go. And tilt it back. Like, there we go. That's perfect.
I didn't hear him. See, I'm with Tina. I didn't hear him curse either. Don, are you getting Martin in trouble again? You're always getting Martin in trouble.
Yeah, Don, I don't need help. I'm quite well versed at getting myself in trouble. Okay, that seems pretty good. No distortions on the cup. I'm just going to hold that in place right
If the
now.
playback proves Martin said a bad word, I expect to receive 1,270 coins.
Oh, yeah?
Alright. Hold on, I think that's actually all I've got.
Hmm?
No,
all
hold
the
on. I think
all
I
the ones we got?
gave away a lot, and I have less than that left. I don't remember.
We are at 395 viewers. Thank you so much, everyone.
Jazzy
And
says you
it's
can't get on Haps now.
I know they've been having a little glitchy things. Like we were having problems. We wanted to actually use the iPad as our primary camera, as this camera right here, and it wouldn't allow us to go live because it kept telling us we had to rotate the device to get the right aspect ratio mode.
How could I get Martin in trouble? I'm always telling you to give him a big kiss for me.
That's true.
Well, that doesn't get him in trouble. That he actually kind of likes that, you know. But yeah, we have to remember too. This is a beta app, so they're still working out a lot of stuff. So the more reports they get, the better. I've noticed some changes that have been really good. It's just other things seem to shift. It'll be a little while, but as long as it's a beta, everyone's getting coins for free every time they sign in or do these challenges. I'm not sure they'll continue that after it's a beta. So I think basically what they're doing is indirectly giving us the chance to pay each other for being guinea pigs.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. Yeah. How long does it take to set? The alginate has about a 4 or 5 minute working time before it won't really pour anymore, and in about 8 minutes after that, it's set enough to be able to remove it. So we're looking at maybe 15 minutes tops, and it's the alginate's good for about 4 hours. So you have to basically take any casting from that alginate within the 4 hour period. As the alginate starts to dry out, it breaks up and becomes unusable. So these are one-off molds, but they're enough to get a casting, a duplicate of Christina's ears that we can work with, and Christina can do some plasticine sculpting. It's getting there. I think the water was a little bit colder this time, so it's taking just a little bit longer to set.
Hey, Christina, there's something crawling up your back. Um,
It's just me.
I I've got the iPad in front of me. I can see, guys. Nice try, though, Dawn. Still
Starting to go
nothing.
rubbery. A little bit, so I can actually let go of the cup now because nothing's flowing out anywhere. A little bit of a flow come out on this side, but it's stopped moving, so it's not like it's heading towards your eye or anything. Yeah. You don't need to worry about that much.
Thanks, honey.
So what we can do now is we can keep track of the how the alginate's curing by looking at the remnants in the cup and how they're responding. But yeah, we're still the thinner stuff is still kind of liquidy, but
Martin, don't do that. She's your wife. I think that's why he gets away with things.
Likewise for her. So yeah, it's starting to get a little bit rubbery. It's still kind of crumbly, so it's not completely set yet. Once the leftover batch in the cup here is less crumbly, then we'll be able to demold it. My mouth is not working anymore tonight.
How can you tell someone's got a Costco membership? He's using a Kirkland yogurt cup.
That is true.
I'll just fall asleep, you know.
Fall asleep, you know.
It's actually pretty cool when you do a full facial mode because you're in a mode because you're in that world. The alginate's just all over your face and your eyes are closed. It's just like, just relax.
Need some Zen music, you know, a little bit of aromatherapy, sound of trickling water. Oh wait, I forgot to turn my mic off and I went to the washroom. So, checking this again. Is it a little less crumbly now? Yeah, it's getting a lot stronger. As you see, cup tipping over. Sorry. As you see, alginate does tear.
How can you tell if someone has a Costco membership in Canada? They're holding a Kirkland A yogurt cup?
Kirkland A. All right.
Okay, Don, that was not one of your best.
Almost there. Still got a little bit of kind of tearability there. But overall, we're in a pretty decent, almost cured set.
Oh,
So-
Martin, that's actually quite a bit left at the bottom of the cup this time, huh?
Yeah, this time, it was funny. It was the same three cups of each. So
Interesting.
unless I didn't pour quite enough, but it's definitely full coverage over the year and lots of room to spare. So the other mold may have actually been a little bit bigger, like thicker.
Right, I should have referenced the Costco poutine.
Oh yeah,
Costco poutine is actually pretty tasty.
it's not bad.
There's Peter! Hi,
Hey,
Peter!
Peter, thanks for joining us.
Peter, Tina's having a hard time with giving awards.
Giving awards, yeah.
And we're on ear number 2. You missed ear number 1. Tell them what kind of PC I have. That's what
Look,
took
it's
so long.
down
That's
really
okay.
temporarily.
That's Peter. Just say hi, Peter, Tina. Peter, Tina. To improve awards functionality. Aha! So there you go. Anyone who will try to do a $5 award or a $5 sponsorship in order to be part of the Lord of the Rings thing on Sunday, just give me a screen cap to show that you made an effort, and we will get you started anyway. Send me a PM on Twitter or Facebook, or I don't check my YouTube as often as I should, so, but the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. That's all right, Peter. We can do it. I'm going to trust them. God, it's-
Never apologize for that.
So anyone who wants to do, the $5 award and you're having a hard time with the $5 sponsorship, just let us know. Send us a screen cap to show that you made the effort, and we will count it anyway so we can get you written into the story for Sunday.
Sunday. All right, I think we are ready to pull that off.
Now tomorrow, because the casting, the plaster has to sit overnight, let's remember tomorrow is when we'll actually have the ear mold and we'll be able to start the plasticine part of creating the elf ear.
Ta-da!
Suddenly I can hear again.
There we go, folks. There is mold number 2. And we're going to take that over to, well, actually, we can do it right here. Do our plaster pour. We're going to go grab that.
Wait, what are we pulling off? My ear. I had issues. And you wouldn't have known that's true. Just remember, on all the other social medias, we are still CARR, C-A-R-R.
Hunger, Hunger.
Don't forget my second R, you won't find us.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget my H.
Yeah.
Hunger sometimes, It's like... Although sometimes I do feel like we're the odd couple.
Can I turn back around?
Yes.
Can you
Yes,
take
let's get
this gooey piece of plastic off on the side of my head? Yeah,
take
really
the gooey piece of
graceful,
plastic off the side of
super
your head.
graceful elf. All this plastic. Ew, how unnatural.
I feel so icky.
See, everyone's like, you can't do things like this at home. Only professionals can do this on set. No, you can do it at home. Don't try to do it yourself, though. Your ears are on the side of your head. We have to remember that.
Yeah, it's a very compromising, would be a very compromising position to try to do this on your own. And by all means, by no means should you ever attempt to do a self-applied face mold.
Yes, please, don't ever do that alone.
Disastrous. Yeah, that works. All right, so there we go. That's gonna get. I'm gonna go get that other little tray that we were using for the
Hey, Farscapers
For
are
the first
family. You got it, honey.
Farscapers.
So nice to meet you as well, Tina. You're gonna go, thanks. We'll talk to you later. Have the best night ever. Come back and watch all the replay stuff so that you can see what you missed.
once the elf ear is created, how do you finish it? Paint, detail, piercings, what? Basically, all you do is we put a foundation. We have a foundation color that's close to our color, and you put that in the latex or the dragon skin. I'm going to actually look into that and make sure the dragon skin can take the foundation, because that's the way we always did it with the latex. We may have to actually pick up a paint to get it close to my ear color.
Like a silicone paint.
Yes, and yes, once you do the casting, it's just makeup. You just put makeup on top of it to get all the shadows and stuff like
I'm
that.
going to go wash my hands so I can
Right,
switch
wash his
from
hands.
alginate to plaster. And we're going to do a plaster pour of that one.
Are you kidding me? I've been looking left and right for my ears. Oh no! Just never do a face cast ever. Yeah, some people try to do things like that on their own, and it's like, no, no. Something goes wrong and you're underneath all that product. That's not good. Tired going to bed now, night night. We're almost done, you people. I said first. That's what you did. At this rate, Martin is going to have marshmallow fingers. Oh, it's true. But no COVID. So we are going to be going soon as well. Once we're done with this. Hello, Brenda. Ugh, no Vaseline here.
Okay, I'm being stared down by all three cats.
I'll be doing a short shower tonight. Now I went and foolishly put Vaseline in the brush.
Oh no.
Well, here's my cap.
There did it go. We had it here, didn't we?
Vaseline won't hurt my hair or the brush.
That's true. Oh, I see your cap. It was on the bottom step and fell over.
All right.
All right. Now,
Hang on a sec, guys.
going to get some more water to mix some plaster with.
All right. There you go. That's much more natural. These elf ears are made in metric. I don't know.
Parametric.
Are ears
Pair of
metric?
ears, parametric.
Uh-huh.
Ow.
I can do that.
She really likes doing that. All right, so I'm going to...
So I'm actually going to get out of his way and take away the camera that's pointed at the couch as cushions fall everywhere. And put myself over at the desk and change the one camera because we'll be wrapping up very, very soon. Now is a good time to ask any questions. Martin, I am going to feature that front camera
The
while you
the
work.
phone?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope, that's the wrong one. Haha. There we go. So, Martin, if you can center yourself a little bit there and maybe put the phone the next level up or something like that. And
Like this.
because you are off to the side in the shot. That's a little better. Your head's still a bit cut off, but that's okay. That releases the second camera for me to move it around and be ready for the end of this broadcast without making people dizzy. Okay.
Number of Merton cross shots. Great. That's part of the problem when we're working on such a low angle. You know, if we had a higher bench or something to be able to do this work on, like a
One
massage
day.
table. We need a massage table for this kind.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. But at this moment, not feasible. But that's okay.
We're doing what we can with what we got. So we are almost on the 3-hour mark. So we should be able to make it just the 3-hour mark. Oh, well, wrong camera. Sorry guys, I had a moment. I'm gonna give you Martin back right now. There we go.
Yay.
That was a close-up of
Back.
my chest. That was not what I wanted. That might be what some of you guys wanted, but not what I wanted. Hey, no trolls in the house. Woohoo!
So what I'm doing again, like on the first one, is getting a little bit of plaster poured in, and then giving the mold a little bit of tapping and agitation. Had you worn your kilt? Ribbon bracket. Lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize.
Yeah.
So pouring a little plaster at a time into the mold, and then basically tapping and agitating it, making sure that any air bubbles get out, and that the plaster flows into all the little nuances of Christina's ear. Once that detail is done,
I'm starting looking at your t-shirt print. Honest,
then I can just do this,
I'm sure you are.
finish with the rest of the plaster, and just create a bit of a lump.
Hello, Boba Fett. You are coming in, unfortunately, at the end of the
Right
broadcast.
at the end, you just missed
we're
all
happy
the ear
to have you.
casting and all the great, hilarious moments and insanity that ensued.
The tighter sweater would get more viewers. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so we are done with the plaster. We are done with the alginate. We have poured both ears. So this one here is now, the plaster is setting. That was the first one that we poured. But that's got to set overnight. And then this one here we just poured. So I'm going to
Martin
move
doesn't
it
have
over
much of a chest.
out of the way.
He's got enough of a chest.
And then we can finish off. Or do I move over there to
Yep, come on over and join me.
come on over and join her?
Yep, come on over and join me.
Gonna bring this over, set it on the table so it's out of reach of cats. Don't want cats licking plaster.
Don't think so, Red Eye. Yeah. Well, Martin's got to exercise more because his gut is taking over, and he's starting to get that shape that just looks like he should be sitting in front of a TV with his hand down his pants, which I'm not attracted to.
Oh, you mean the Al Bundy look?
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll ever be that big. So, folks, that is casting both ears. Tomorrow morning, the goal is to be on the Doug and Alley show, which is Frameable Faces, at approximately 10:30 in the morning. We don't know how long we're going to be on, but we will probably, take the ears out of the cast if they invite us on to camera, and make sure they turned out, or whether or not we have to redo them again in the middle of the day type thing. And you're going to like smack me here. And if not, then maybe later on in the day. And then we will be on Michelle's broadcast, Native Graffiti, for 6 o'clock. And then at 7:30, we have a guest on here who runs a page on Instagram called Body Heroes, and they promote body positivity through cosplay. So a pirate stream. Good God, now I have that damn song in my head. Pussy senses a swear jar. What? You didn't swear again, did you?
No.
What?
No, because he said damn.
Oh,
Now I said damn. Oh, damn, I said it again.
it's not a swear word.
No, that's nothing.
That's this big thing you put in the water to block off the flow of water
That's right.
in a river. Or
Dad
how's your
bod.
head? Almost there. There's a lot of pain it's kind of like a numb pain that just kind of goes around in a ring. So we now know which nerves I damaged, and it's still a little sensitive at the back, but at least my head's down a normal size now, as opposed to having the big lump in the back. So it looks like I'm going to be okay, but I still have to be careful. Try not to get tense, try not to get upset, and try not to stress the muscles and the nerves until it completely heals. So I have to be careful for a while now. It's going to be kind of hard with the whole trying to find a new place. And I just noticed, Martin, our car hunger sign has fallen down.
Oh dear, I'm gonna fix that.
Yes, because that's being in the shot. The dad bod. Yeah, well, we weren't parents. He wasn't a dad. I wasn't a mom. So
Yeah, it's hard to have a dad bod when you're not a dad, but yeah.
very
I-
cool. Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, I've developed that equivalent to a dad bod, but I still got a tiny butt.
No, that's
So.
damn. No, 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 no. I don't count damn as
Just
a
to be
swear
safe.
word.
Hey,
Don't do it.
he's putting it into the swear jar. He's not. We're not doing it. though,
Yeah,
so,
yes,
yeah.
we have snow outside. Yes, we definitely do, Boba Fett. Yes, we definitely do.
Yeah, I think overall the past 3 or 4 days, Toronto's got about 6 inches of snow.
So remember, folks, this Sunday, this is what's happening.
My Gavanin, I hear that you wish to speak to me.
Yes.
What would you suggest?
I suggest we light the beacons.
The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. The greatest adventure is there if you're bold. Let go of the mold that life makes you hold. To measure the meaning can make you delay. It's time you stop thinking and wasting the day.
Is that Gordon Lightfoot on Helium?
No, I can't remember who that was that sung that in
That's
The
from
Hobbit.
the animated Hobbit. But yes, this Sunday, $5 award or a $5 sponsorship. And you get to be written into a Lord of the Rings story this Sunday, and we will be getting in the costume in order to read the story.
Mhm.
And you can be part of it, and you can trust us, or you can tell us what you want to be, and not trust us as much, but no matter what, you have to trust us in the long run. All right? So those are the plans. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to have some fun with this, and Lord of the Rings lives on forever.
Mhm.
Now, everyone, we want you to stay safe, and remember, respect yourself more than anyone else can, and everything will be fine. Self-love is extremely important as well, and we're going to let you go because we're actually kind of fading, and it is that time of night where the neighbors start complaining.
Mhm.
So we're going to head off.
Mhm.
And tomorrow, look for us 2 to 3 times on our own, as well as 2 other Hapsters, both Michelle, which is
Mhm.
Native Graffiti, and Freedom Both Faces, which is Doug and Alley.
Mhm.
Holy chihuahua.
Thanks, Mama. I always thought of it as he's got a butterfly stuck in his throat. The greatest adventure.
Everyone, please take care of yourself, and remember, you can leave comments and awards and all the other goodies here, even if we're no longer on air. That's one of the things we do love about Haps. And if you're not on Haps yet, remember, get yourself on Haps, HAPPS.TV /@ the @ symbol, CAR, CARR,
Hunger, Hunger.
and you will find us, and you can be part of this all this world and all these great things. So
Mhm.
everyone, goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us and being here as we go through our greatest adventure. Don't red eye. Don't jump it. Don't. I'm gonna.
What's for her to say?
Thank you, Brenda. Hey, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Say goodbye, Martin. Not good night, because they said good night, and that's.
Oh,
so,
is it?
I gotta make sure it's something different.
Goodbye, Martin.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you again later. Take care of yourself and stay safe.
Good nacho.
a great time in Montreal. Montreal was all hardwood floors. Right? Go on, camera. Camera. Okay. Took a nail, scratched it to death. I'd like to. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite. No. Well, look up
So how much styrofoam?
Way too much styrofoam. The birds are confused. Like, what's this